It tickles my fancy.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not.
Wait.
Yeah.
That's you do got me.
Hey.
I don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still in the sauce with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof, I'm a lie about a motor. No proof, like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like another city, the driver's like Florida. Wish I could large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever and cute as can be. You can watch us on YouTube and view for free. Ay. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibble.
Morning, everybody. Hey, Leroy.
Man, I spent a lot of time in the car yesterday.
You drove up to where? Palm Beach Gardens or Jupiter? Where the hell did you go?
Jupiter.
Oh, that's a hike for you.
I had to leave at 6:45 in the morning. And then I left there at like 2:15. Whew.
That is a hike. That is
Yeah.
a hike. That is
Yeah,
a hike.
yeah.
Did you golf well?
Okay. Yeah, okay. But interesting people I golf with.
Who'd you golf with?
I golf with a guy, Tim Gannon, and another guy, Mark. I can't think of his last name.
Hmm?
Tim was one of the guys who started Outback.
Oh, I love Outback, dude.
I was waiting, and I thought about you. I'm like, there's no didgeridoo or nothing.
No, I think they're from Tampa.
Yeah.
They are complete culture vultures. Stole the
Well-
Australian way.
Cool guys. He drove a nice car.
I
Man,
bet
that
you
thing
he
was
does. I
great.
bet you the head of Outback does drive a nice car.
Nope.
Right there for curbside pickup.
Hey, Marcos. Hey,
Yes, sir.
you need a lot of chili peppers to get in that ride.
Woof. Yeah, man.
A Maybach Electric.
Well, speaking of chili peppers,
I was looking at it. I was
Speaking of-
like,
I don't know they made that. Actually.
yeah.
Speaking of chili peppers and a lot of money, I want to start here today just because I've been delighting in it all day. Conor McGregor may be back. Conor McGregor may be back, or he may just be hammered and talking a lot of bleep,
Which means he's back.
but he spent yesterday on a stream and he is hosing down everybody. Everybody was getting the business from Conor McGregor, from Leon Edwards saying he's a decision merchant to Sean O'Malley for not staying in his lane. But like, he was just like going rapid fire bum guns on everybody yesterday. He was doing this live stream. And like, for example, I don't recall him and Kamaru Usman ever having a beef.
Right.
I don't recall that ever being a thing. They kind of Kamaru was kind of on top when Conor has mostly been inactive. I don't recall there really being anything there. I know that he doesn't care very much for Kamaru's manager, but this was Conor McGregor on a live stream yesterday when he was asked about Kamaru Usman and new featherweight champion Ilia Topuria.
Usman. Who's Usman? Kamaru Usman? F him. Kamaru Usman. He's a bum. What the f about Usman, yeah? Connor, opinions on Topuria. F him too.
What is he doing? You cannot call maybe the greatest welterweight of all time a boom.
Here's the problem.
That's great.
A boom.
Here's the problem. And here's what I enjoy, and here's what I hate about trash talking fighters. Right? Because at some point, you're going to get in the ring with these guys. And Conor hasn't done well his last few fights.
No.
And to get in one of these rings with one of these guys he called the bum and get folded up like a cheap suit does what? You know what I'm saying?
This was him then being asked about Alexander Volkanovski, who's maybe the nicest man in the promotion. Who doesn't love Alexander Volkanovski? Sweet Australian, comes from the land down under.
Always takes a fight. You know, he's tough.
Takes fights on 10 days notice.
Yep.
You know, just lost his belt to Taporia, but before that, argument that maybe he was the greatest featherweight of all time.
Yep.
Here's Connor on Alexander Volkanovski.
Thoughts on Volkanovski, you know, no thoughts as well. F him too. I'd have kicked his head clean off his shoulders, and that's a fact.
What?
Jesus Christ.
Hey, all right, see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? So, Connor talking like this only means that he feels very healthy.
I think so.
Right. So now he's going to go back. But here's the thing. Father Time, don't wait for your injuries so you can get back to being the guy you were.
Nobody has come back from the broken leg. Nobody has come back from your leg snaps in half and looked good. Chris Weidman has not looked good. Anderson Silva never was the same. And he's just sitting here yesterday in front of these computer screens with his version of Guinness that he's come out with. And he's just lashing out at everybody. The funniest one, though, of course, was about his old friend Khabib, who he says is running from the Russian government.
Khabib owes his bollocks to the Russian government. That's typical rat behavior, scurrying rat. Fight for legacy, 2 main events or something he has in the UFC.
Yo, dude. Connor's back.
I mean,
But again,
How long until this fight?
when does he fight? He fights end of June. I think like June 29th.
is this like a warm-up or is he going right back in it?
Scurrying rat.
Right? Is
Yeah,
he
who
going
doesn't
right back
do-
in it, or is this would be considered a warm-up fight?
Michael Chandler's no punk. I mean,
Right.
no, Michael Chandler is very, very dangerous. Very dangerous fighter. Like they're probably giving him the easiest option they could, but the easiest option is not an easy option. Like every fight Michael Chandler is violent. And if he's losing by slim margins.
23-8. Pretty good.
Yeah, he's very, very dangerous. He can knock you out. Good wrestler. Trains in Deerfield Beach. But I was just like, why is he lashing out at everybody? This is just like thoughts on Bernie the mascot. I bludgeoned him right into the hardwood.
So yeah, I just think he feels
You're
healthy.
so excited.
I love this.
You're
Yeah.
excited.
This is good.
You like him being
Dude.
back?
You know, because while he was gone, he was talking, and I was like, whatever, who cares? You know, you were on the ground saying, your wife was in me DMs as your leg is broken, dude.
No, the worst was him saying not only that his wife was in the DMs, but as he can literally not talk, they're trying to strap his leg to a stretcher.
Yeah.
He's like, "This is not over," and I'm like, "I would disagree."
Dude. See, so all that, and you know, the extracurricular activity off, or out of the octagon, I was like, okay, dude, shut up, your reign is over. But now for him to be back in this mode,
Nobody. Can I just say this?
I'm all in.
Nobody has lost that many fights and broke a leg and come back talking the trash that he is. Nobody.
Dr. Remley goes, "Didn't Khabib destroy him?" Sure did.
Sure did.
Sure did.
Destroyed him.
It wasn't even close.
But you know who destroyed Khabib, apparently, according to Conor McGregor? The Russian government.
I have been hearing that.
Does
man.
he say that he owes his bullocks
His-
to the Russian
His
government?
bullocks.
Khabib owes his bollocks to the Russian government. That's typical rat behavior, scurrying rat. Fight for legacy, 2 main events or something he has in the UFC.
Wow.
Okay. So this is where Tobin gets all of his because it sounds like something you would say.
What do you
Rat,
mean?
rat behavior?
Typical
You
rat
haven't
behavior.
used that one? You
I've
haven't
never
used that one?
I may
You
have.
have, oh
It's
my
gonna go in the
goodness.
holster now.
You have used that's rat behavior.
Called Pierce typical rat behavior. He owes his. But
Hey,
like, is that even? Hold on, can I just say something? Is that even proven? Like Conor McGregor just can't take stuff that's on Twitter and be like, "Hey, that's fact."
That
Because there's
he
rumors
probably had a
that
couple of drinks, scrolled through Twitter, and said, "Make me live.
he goes.
I'm going live."
He goes, Khabib owes $3 million to the Russian government. So it's rumored that he has to come back and fight.
In other news, did you hear what Draymond had to say?
No.
About the Knicks? You probably agree with him.
What did he say?
He was like, nobody want to hear about all your injuries. He said, we lost KD and Clay, and the Toronto won, and nobody cared. So I'm not sitting here listening to all that. That's just the nature of the game.
Nobody's sitting here listening to it. Literally, it's been the story of the entire playoffs.
That's what I'm saying.
Tell that to the Heat. Tell that to the Bucks. Tell that to the Cavaliers.
I know. But so I'm like, Tobin agree with him. Nobody wants to hear that.
I do agree with that. The thing that I found, the thing that I don't look, the Knicks fan wants to be pathetic and be proud of the second round. Good for them. I'm not gonna, they're a mediocre franchise with an even more mediocre fan base, of course, like typical rat behavior. But I'm just gonna sit here. I'm gonna sit here and be like, oh, it was such a great, memorable season. It's like, dude, you guys got every team tanking to avoid the 2 seed. Okay. Great, you got the 2 seed, bully for you. But this idea that you should be you won one more game than you did last year in the postseason, and you blew 2 series leads. You were up 2-0, okay? Should have been up 3-0, and then you were up 3-2. You showed up to their building in funeral attire, and I'm supposed to, you're gonna put this under the guise of we're proud. What? Get out of here.
You know what I say in sports? This is why you take care of business when you need to take care of business, because one more game creates one more problem, right? Like all the injuries, you know what? If you played one less game, you might not have had that, which is the same thing. Guess what? Which is the same thing I said about Jimmy, which is the same thing I said about the Heat.
But
you win a couple of more games during the regular season. You're not in this play-in. And you have one more game to play in the playoffs that the same things might have happened, but you're farther along.
But let me ask you this. Like, do you think, whether it's right or wrong, do you feel like Jimmy Butler has watched these playoffs, which I imagine he's just getting updates. I'm sure he's not watching. He's probably off in God knows where with a horse. But do you think Jimmy Butler sits back here like Conor McGregor and he just goes, Pacers, boom? Like, do you think the results, in Jimmy Butler's opinion, not your opinion, not Leroy Hord's opinion,
right?
Do you think Jimmy Butler sits back, watches how the playoffs have played out, and thinks to himself, I'm more right than I was 3 weeks ago, or I'm more wrong than I was 3 weeks ago? Because I think Jimmy Butler probably thinks to himself, this is my point.
Yeah, you could think that, right? But like, I'm always real cautious in saying stuff like, oh, if we had this guy, it would have been different. Now, players may think that, right? But just because you're there doesn't mean that it's, like all of a sudden it's going to change that much, especially the way the Heat play, right? It's not the same as, like, I'm trying to think. I want to think with when Brunson has a bad game, right? The Knicks cannot win, right? If Jimmy has an average game, the Heat can still win just based on how they play, right? And so from that standpoint, it's a different situation and different.
Not usually in the playoffs, though, Leroy. Like in the regular season, I see what you're saying, but typically in the playoffs, that's not been the case. Like his scoring goes way up, his averages go way up, and their success in their record based on that scoring is usually very successful.
Okay,
when he has a bad game, they don't usually have success.
When do the playoffs start? With the play-in, or do we just not count that?
But the play-in, he played on a busted MCL, and he was playing great before that.
Was that the first one or the second one?
He didn't play in the second one. His MCL was good.
Okay, it's the first game. Okay, I got you. I just like it is what it is. Like
it is what it is. But I'm asking. I'm not trying.
I'm guessing Jim. I'm saying Jimmy probably thinks. Jimmy probably thinks if I was playing, but you can only go to that so long before all of the circumstances of your playing catch up. You know what I mean? Like you can say that when you're 25. I don't know if you can say that as much when you're 34, 35.
Yes, but I wonder with him too is like he's never been from a fame standpoint been a bigger star. Like he's riding a horse through Miami. He's in music
No, I
videos.
know. I
He's
know.
like, I don't know if that I feel like he is Conor McGregor in a way, like sitting on the bar stool, probably drinking coffee instead of beer. But he's like the Pacers, booms. The Knicks, booms. The Celtics, typical rat behavior.
I mean, I could say I think we all do it to a certain extent. You know, who's to say like when we lost to Atlanta, they're like, oh, we would have played better against Denver, right? Like you just do that,
Oh, you
right?
guys would have smoked Terrell Davis. Come on,
But that's and that's yeah, you're always going to be able to say that, but you didn't have to play.
you would have kept Terrell Davis out of the Hall of Fame.
I was going to say you would have taken Terrell Davis' spot. To be honest,
Yeah.
what's Terrell Davis without a Super Bowl?
All right,
Hall of Famer.
take a quick break. Back after this.
WQAM broadcast.
All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy.
Ooh.
Take you up until 2 here on the program. Streaming live on Twitch and YouTube. Let's get to our headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy a truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Marlins, huh?
Yeah. Told
Whopper,
you, man.
Whopper Jr.
Got him right where we want him.
Hey, things are starting to come together, Charlie. Things
How?
are starting to come together.
How is this happening?
I don't know.
I don't get it.
I don't know. But they beat the Milwaukee Brewers yesterday 3-2 in 10 innings. Josh Bell with the game winner. The RBI and extras series continues today. Christian Yelich, get your weight up, dude. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go, dude. Let's go. Meanwhile, Panthers Eastern Conference Finals start tomorrow against the New York Rangers at 8:00. And we're excited for that. DeVante Parker has announced his retirement.
What?
Former Dolphins first-round pick.
Did he just sign with the Eagles?
Hey,
I think he did last year.
Oh,
you know what's crazy?
Hmm.
Somebody put something on Twitter. Everybody was complaining about Tua and his success. Go look at his receivers 3 years ago.
Oh, dude.
Like, holy,
Like Isaiah Ford was in there.
no, nobody's playing in the NBA. No, nobody's playing in the NFL. Let me see if
No,
I
no.
can.
okay. So I was right. Yeah, earlier this offseason, he agreed to a 1-year deal with Philly, and he retired before he even OTA started.
But he played with the Eagles last year too, right?
No, he played with the Patriots last year.
Did he?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Hey,
Him and
Tua,
Gesicki.
hey, here it is right here. Tua's weapons when you said he sucked 3 seasons ago. DeVante Parker out of the NFL. Albert Wilson out of the NFL. Preston Williams out of the NFL. Jakeem Grant out of the NFL. Malcolm Perry out of the NFL.
I'll
Kurt
never.
Merritt out of the NFL. Isaiah Ford out of the NFL.
Yep.
And Antonio Callaway.
Those weapons did stink.
That's true.
Those
Hey,
weapons. I like to
that-
call those the Gase weapons.
But here's the deal. Whatever your narrative needs to be, you'll avoid stuff like this, right? Like if you came to this conclusion based on all of the information, I would have a little or less to argue with you about, right? But when you put it all together with how Flores treated him, the weapons he was throwing to,
Don't forget about Jesse Davis being his left tackle.
soon as he actually got weapons and protection, pretty good. So, I mean, are we still going to use the narrative that, oh, he's been here 4 years and haven't won a playoff game? Or are we going to look at the whole picture?
Schmieden says, "What was your favorite memory of the Will Fuller era?"
Robbery.
The $10 million gone?
Woo! Yeah,
Absolute
they tried that.
robbery.
That didn't work.
But you see what I'm saying? So, Marcos, you feel any differently after reading that? Or hearing that?
I do feel like, yeah, he definitely had a rough patch to start for sure.
I have the thing that's going to change Marcos's opinion. I think like he has
Wait.
been
Oh, wait. Can I say something? I wasn't here yesterday.
sure.
Yeah.
And we damn near got me kicked off air on Friday discussing this. Tua showed up for OTAs yesterday.
He did.
So the argument we had on Friday was stupid.
Well, I think we all said though on the front end of the argument, if he shows up to OTAs on Monday, it's not going to be a story.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, why do we preempt the story? Or
We did preempt the story. Like
and
that's,
I read something else that in years past he has missed OTAs, but he was with his quarterback coach.
no,
Hey,
that's
Cal,
this. No,
that's
he
this
has
year?
no. That's
He
this
just got the guy this year.
Yes, he just got the
Okay.
guy this year. So
Okay.
no, you didn't read that. You read that.
I read it wrong. No, I read it.
He had been at the times that he's away. He's not having bonbons like he's out of California working out.
Okay. So, man, it's like I hate taking situations and making the situation more important than the guy, right? So, is it safe to say that we can say about Tua These are things that Tua would never do. And until he does it, we assume he's not going to, as far as holding out, not showing up for this or showing up for that, right? He's never been that guy.
He has never been that guy.
Right.
I mean,
So
he's always
until he's that guy, why do we kind of make it a thing?
Oh, I think it's a thing because it's probably the biggest storyline of the offseason. Like we were talking about this yesterday. Like there's not really anything of drama that's left for the offseason because if you listen to, Jacksonville, they're doing everything they can. Doug Peterson's on the record. They're doing everything they can to pay him. Jared Goff got his money. Tua's going to be the only guy, I guess Dak Prescott, but Dak Prescott, we've already been there like 100 times with his contract.
Right. Different spot.
So it's kind of like the last thing. We're starved. We're in the times of the NBA. The NBA is winding down. The NHL is winding down. And the NFL is going to be picking up, and he's going to be the biggest story of the offseason. And I understand why there are questions on both sides, and I'm not saying that all questions about paying Tua $50 million are invalid, but that's why everything is going to be of note because they're not going to talk about it. Chris Greer's not going to talk about it. Tua's not going to be publicly on the record talking about it. Mike McDaniel's going to be PC about it. So you're looking for little kernels of, well, is this going to be a thing? Because there's usually two ways to handle this. You could go the Kyler Murray route where you strip everything down. That's not been Tua's bag. He's not really a big social media guy making a stink. But also, usually guys who make a stink get paid. So would it be that crazy if he did pull something like that because it would speed things up? I don't know.
It has to be part of your personality, though.
Agreed.
And I hate that for how old is Tua? 24 years?
I think he's
old.
25.
25? So for 25 years of this
26.
man's life, he has lived it a certain way and done things a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And we have taken a situation and questioned whether he would be different than that guy that he's been. A situation. And that's the thing. I think that's the problem I have with this whole thing is that dude has been a stand-up guy since he's gotten to Miami with all the stuff that's going on since he's been here. And we just all of a sudden take a circumstance of not getting paid or not getting a contract and say, this is going to make him be something different than he's been. You see what I'm saying? And I always say, until he proves me otherwise, I'm going to take Tua for what he's been since he's got here.
Well, yeah, but the other thing that I did say on Friday when we weren't arguing about this is that, he has a little bit of make a stink credit with the Dolphins because they have put him through a lot. So if he did want to do that because it got the deal done faster, I don't really have a problem with it. Because we saw. See, this is the one thing where if you are the Dolphins and you've seen how things have gone for the last two high-profile guys, Christian Wilkins didn't get anything for him. Kind of ran out the clock and it was over. Mike Gesicki, thought, is he going to get paid? Nah, I went to the franchise tag. Boom, he was gone. So if you were Tua and you were seeing this whole situation and you kept hearing from Chris Greer, hey, we're going to figure this out, I'm not taking his word for it.
Oh, no. I'm not here. I'm not saying you listen to them. Right? But I'm saying is that I can only treat or think of what Tua is going to do based on all the situations we have up to this point, right? Until he does something different than he has in the past, I'm just going to assume he's going to continue being that same person. Now, I don't know where that's going to play, how that's going to play out and whatever. And would I believe anything that Chris Greer says? Hell no. Because here's what I've always said. If you don't pay your guys, right? If you don't pay the guys you brought to the franchise, don't be upset when other players who are going through the same thing act a different way. Because your track record and how you handle your star players that you brought into the league, I know it's crazy because every single team or organization will go out of their way, especially a GM, when he drafted a guy and that guy's balling out, I'm keeping my guy, right? I got to keep my guy because that makes my track record look good, right? That makes my drafting look good. And so to say that they just let him walk for nothing, right? That's kind of if I'm a player, I'm thinking, okay, are they going to do the same thing with me as Tua's thinking, or they probably don't even care. They're going to franchise him and just keep doing that. I don't know, right? But I don't trust you can't trust what Chris Greer's saying based on his track record.
Yeah, we'll take a quick break. There's some national reporters who have weighed in on this, on where things stand with the contract negotiations. So we'll hear from them. And I also think I have the clip that's going to turn Marcos. I think I have the clip that's going to put Marcos back on Tua's side.
Very highly about this, dude.
I'm telling you, I think that this is going to be. I think I have the piece of audio that will turn you.
All righty, we'll see.
Back after this.
This hour of Tobin
right, welcome back.
Oh, some Ace of Base.
Ace of Base. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Panthers back on the ice tomorrow. If you guys are looking for a place to watch it, join WQAM's Mark Hockman tomorrow night at Dave & Buster's in Hollywood for a Panthers watch party at 8 p.m. as they battle the Rangers in the Eastern Conference Finals, fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks. And come say hi to Hawk and cheer for the Panthers tomorrow night. If you guys missed it, we had Ryan Lomberg on yesterday. We'll bring that to you a little later on in today's program.
Really?
You missed the Lamborghini yesterday. Yeah, Leroy.
Lamborghini?
You missed the Lamborghini yesterday.
Somebody was critiquing your questions
Mm.
because you were questioning him on the series and he only played the last game.
Well, my first question about the series was, how much did you miss all the fighting?
I'm just hey, somebody.
Who critiqued it?
Yeah.
My literal question was, my question was,
you know him. I'm not going to put him on blast on the radio.
no, who did it? I want to know.
No,
Who did
let's
it?
hear
No, who did it?
Come on.
Not telling you.
I want to know. I want to know. I know who did it.
I'll text you. I'll text you.
Wait, you're saying somebody texted you about my questions?
Yeah, I had no idea what was going on. I was golfing.
Hold on.
Read his number.
Wait,
Hold on.
here you go.
Let me get this straight. Somebody had off-air, non-Twitch chat critiques.
They live down the street from him. So
Down the street from him.
let me see.
They live down the street from Ryan Lomberg.
Yeah.
And why did I ask? I mean, like, first of all, I asked for several Panthers. Ryan Lomberg is the Panther that gave me. Second of all,
we're okay with that, by the way.
which of course I love Ryan Lomberg. He's a friend of the show, and he's a delight. Second of all, I didn't sit here saying, what did you think the adjustments were, Ryan, from game 3 to game 4?
Hey, I just read.
Let me ask you something. No. What's your friend, Michael Malone?
Can I just say this? I got a text at 12:37.
Wow.
I had no idea you were even interviewing Ryan Lomberg.
What does the text say?
First of all, it says, "Hey, he lives down the street from us. I saw him yesterday at the pool." That was the first text.
True.
Then, I guess they call him Lombi.
They call him Lombi.
Leroy, your question has to be: how did you stay mentally ready when you were missing a few games of those games between Tampa and Boston series?
That was it.
And I talked to him. No, I talked to him later.
Well, I think that doesn't sound like critique. So what did he say to you off the air?
Yeah.
What did he say?
No, he just
And who was it?
he said the first part of it. What I asked you, I thought it was in the text. That's when I talked to him.
Ridiculous, dude.
I did again.
You hear me, Joe Rose?
No, he doesn't mean Joe Rose lives down the road. He means this
Joe
guy lives
Rose.
near
Wait,
Lomberg.
can I just tell you?
I'll say.
Joe Rose is not listening to our show.
You hear me, Joe?
Joe Rose is not listening to our show.
Man. Anyway, speaking of I don't know, speaking of what? You've got me a little shook, to be honest.
No. Hey, wait.
I literally
Who always compliment your boy on his questions?
I
So
don't know.
you can't
Just
even
like,
say
you know,
that.
you got
You
some
can't even say-
stranger
you
who's
can't-
like
wait a minute.
critiquing things that were
Marcos,
asked.
Marcos,
Dude.
when he wasn't in, I went out of my way.
Yep.
The one thing I wanted to ask him that
give you applause on how you handled Oscar De La Hoya right away. What are you talking about?
Listen, I just think your friend needs to open up his ears a little bit. You know, he sounds like Conor McGregor just lashing out.
Again,
Typical
I
rat
didn't
behavior.
hear
Typical rat
anything. I was on the golf course.
Mhm.
I have no idea what was going on.
I see how it is.
Yeah, well,
Yo,
Toby,
fuck. Oh.
if you see that guy in person,
Or they kicked his head clean off his shoulders, and that's a fact.
Typical rat behavior.
Typical rat behavior.
Come on.
No, the one thing I did want to ask him, but I know that he wasn't in that game, was I wanted to ask him what Paul Maurice said on the bench when he was lightening everybody up, but he wasn't in that game. I would have loved to know that. I'm sure he got the download on it, but
Yeah, well, because here, whatever Paul Maurice said, nobody was shocked. So he's had outbursts like that before.
yeah, but he keeps it in the holster every once in a while.
It's not like when I saw Denny Green going off after the game, we we thought they were who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook, right? That's like seeing Locust. To have Denny go off like that. So yeah, he don't go off. He went off like that maybe 2 or 3 times since went out while I was in Minnesota.
Pretty wild. Anyway, well, listen, I'm gonna get to the thing that's gonna change Marcus's opinion on this whole Tua thing because
Yeah.
he's been a rat bastard, typical rat behavior.
Are we gonna wait till hour 2 so he can?
Yeah, because I don't have time. You know, you got shook by your friend having having problems with how we asked Ryan Lomberg questions.
Hey man,
reveal his name.
Well, I want to act like I feel like your friend is Michael Malone, who's sitting here. What kind of question is that?
Here's the thing.
Stupid question.
Most of my friends
Who cares about all
that I hang out with and come to my house with, he knows. So
that hurts even more. I'm
It
not
does
sure
hurt
if
even
that's,
more. What kind of question is that? The season's over. Lost by 20. Stupid ass question.
Yeah, this jokester.
Typical rat behavior.
He's asking him about a series he wasn't in.
Take a break. Hour 2 is next. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tagovailoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua.
Can go to hell.
Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of
Our Tua the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you. So much I want to get to today, man. I'm like a Tasmanian devil. I got all these things that are popping up on my timeline. I can't even keep up with it right now.
It's strange. I remember thinking yesterday specifically, oh, not that much sports today. Wonder what we're going to talk about tomorrow.
So many things I want to get. Typical rat behavior is what I want to get to. Typical rat behavior. That's what
Typical rat behavior.
We'll start off with our headlines, brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy a truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
we know trucks.
I'll get to the rat gators in a little bit, but I've been teasing this Tua stuff, and it is our Tua, so I will get to Tua as promised. But Tua Tagovailoa, he showed up to OTAs, dude. Showed up to OTAs, throwing passes, had a little camera on his head, in shorts. And so that's great. He's not holding out. He's not going to discuss his contract, which he doesn't have to.
Wow.
I'm sure Mike McDaniel's going to be like, I stay in head coaching. And that's all we're going to get from, I believe, the real important parties up until the season starts up. But here's some of the national pundits on this yesterday. You ever hear of Adam Schefter, Leroy?
Yep.
Adam Schefter, probably the most prominent National Football League reporter out there. Sometimes, sometimes he can get a little willy-nilly with some of these stories. But here's what he said. He said with the Miami Dolphins, this is where things stand with Tua's contract, according to Schefter.
Well, the fact that he's there is a good start, Laura. Both sides would like to see if they could find a way to get a contract extension worked out. There's really no reason for Tua to stay away from the team during OTAs when this team has been fully behind him while they're trying to get a contract worked out. My understanding is it's not particularly close at this point in time, but both sides would like to get this deal done, wrapped up as soon as possible. You would think before the season would begin. The issue would be this. Tua right now is scheduled, as you pointed out, to count just over $23.5 million. We just saw Jared Goff get done last week to an average of about $53 million a year. So now we've begun to see some of the other comparable quarterback deals out there. Are the Dolphins willing to go that high? Is Tua willing to hold out for a little bit more? How does that work out? And how does it work out with his injury history, specifically his history of concussions? Is he willing to go into a season without a new deal, playing with his history? Are the Dolphins taking that into consideration? A lot of questions to answer here for both sides. The fact of the matter is, he's there today. Both sides want to get this worked out. There's still plenty of time to get it worked out, and we'll see if they can get it done at some point this summer.
There you go. Adam Schefter yesterday on NFL Live.
I hate the concussion portion of that for this reason, right? Sometimes when you return from a concussion, you're not as healthy as you think you are, and then you have a recurring one, right?
Which happened,
if he had a concussion his first year, and then his second year, and then what happened 2 years ago, and I would have more questions about it, right? But everybody will tell you that the reason why it probably kept recurring then is probably because he wasn't fully healed from the first one.
Well, it's just some of the criticism the Dolphins got, right? Like that was
right.
A lot of work.
And so to sit there and hold that,
I would honestly
him he's never had that problem before.
If I would have guessed, Leroy, to be honest with you, I would say that the Dolphins and injury past, I don't think that is a big issue with Conor. This is just my opinion. If anything, I think Tua's side, the reason why they're so eager to get it to happen is because, yeah, he has had scary things happen to him on a football field,
Correct.
and you want to be set up for life. So I honestly think that the urgency on that would be more on Tua's side than it would be the Dolphins side, because it's like, yeah, of course I want to be locked up long term and have security for my family, my young family. I want to have these generational wealth set up for myself. So when everybody always says, well, there's these concussions and injury issues, like, I don't know if that's a hesitancy on the Dolphins so much as I think that's probably a rush on Tua, like why he would want to get a deal done if that was an issue.
Right. I would say to some extent, yes, but there's certain players that look at it a different way. Tua's not who's the quarterback in San Fran? Purdy. Right? Like Purdy's negotiations can go the way you're talking because he made less than $1 million last year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna make
Tua's already made like $30 million.
Yeah, he's gonna make 23
after
million.
this year. He's gonna make $23 million. So if you're talking about being set for life, he kind of already is. And there's really no rush.
Yeah, not life. I just mean, like the generational contract.
Yeah. No,
he's got a big family. He's probably taking care of a lot of his other family, all that type of stuff. Like I think I just think that's part of, if I was to say like who is the injury thing weighing on more of stress, that's probably weighing more on Tua's negotiation side than it is on the Dolphins, just because if I'm Tua's wife and I saw you get stretchered off a field 2 years ago, yes, I would I would like to know that you're always going to have that nest egg. These aren't things you like to think about. Like if I'm his family, that's what I'm thinking about. The player doesn't think about that, but people who are supposed to be concerned for him, they like that. That's obviously that would be a huge thing that would be pushing me towards wanting to get this locked up. But I don't think it's like the Dolphins, I don't think that they're in that spot. I think they're probably thinking like, this guy was healthy last year. He did everything and more to keep himself healthy this year. And then it's like, well, what do you want him to do this year? Oh, you want to be more agile? Boom, he's down 15 pounds into his playing weight, so he can add that, to his game. Here was yesterday on NFL Network talking about that Tua has actually been working very hard this offseason and has been down a bunch of weight. Cam Wolf.
Right now, contract negotiations are still ongoing. Nothing imminent yet, what I understand. But I talked to some people around Tua and the Dolphins, and I haven't got the feel that there's much concern about this. I know Dolphins fans were hitting the panic button when some reports came out. Hey, he's not around all the time. He's skipping some of the meetings. A little context there. I mean, Tua's traveling a little bit back and forth from Cali. He has a private quarterback coach in John Beck that he's been going back and forth from Miami to Cali from. He also has a growing family he spent time with. And so he's not just sitting at his hands and saying, I'm not doing anything until you pay me my money. That's not the way he's rolling. In fact, I'll tell you this, he's down to 220 pounds from what I understand. He dropped 10 to 15 pounds this offseason already from the 230s where he was last year. He wants to be agile, a little bit more escapability from the bulked up version that was in the 230s last year. And so talking with people close to Tua and with the Dolphins, I still anticipate they get a deal done before the start of the regular season. And yes, I anticipate it being over $50 million a year like Jared Goff got.
There you go. Cam Wolf on NFL Network yesterday. Man, lost a lot of weight, dude. And, you fat shamed Tua. How do you feel about that?
I didn't do that. Ryan Clark fat shamed Tua.
That was last year he was talking about that.
230. Jesus.
What do you mean, dude?
Now I know why he wasn't mobile.
That's pretty amazing that Tua was bigger than me.
Me and Tua
He's a moose. I mean, dude, you've seen those legs. Beefy, man.
Yeah, but I mean, keep in mind, it was all to accomplish something, right? And now, you just keep going. You keep it moving. You make adjustments to, what you're doing and how you go about it so you can extend your career.
All right. This is... Because, you hear Cam there at the end. He goes, yeah, he's going to get Jared Goff money.
Nah.
I knew this bastard was going to say something. Okay. Not Cam Wolf. He was great. I'm talking about Chris Sims. Okay. And I'm bringing his name. I'm going to say his name. I'm going to say his name. because you want to know something, dude? We haven't heard from him in a while. You know, we've kept him intentionally away from the show. You know, and I was like listening on Twitter, like, here Chris, you know, doing his haterade stuff, you know. But Marcos, I know you've been skeptical on this deal, right?
All right.
But when you hear what this rat, this typical rat, his typical rat behavior, okay, what he had to say, Leroy, he had gone too far.
Typical rat behavior.
Typical rat behavior from Chris Sims, because he said, "Well, Jared Goff
like a rat.
Kind of does look like a rat." You're right.
Splinter.
He, you know, everybody's comparing this to the Jared Goff deal, and I'm sorry, you live in a world, and I see like Jared Goff gets an amount of money. Tua deserves that money. I'm sorry, it just does. I don't need to. We don't need to be in a bad. If I kidnap Man Campbell and I said, "Who would you want as your quarterback week 1?" He'd say Tua. That's just what he would say. All right, and then we'd you know, pound some weights and some espresso because he loves the coffee. But here's the thing: Chris Sims goes too far. All right, too far on a take.
He does that.
I respect the hot take, but there's an element of a hot take and a disrespectful take. This and Marcos, I'm going to tell you, after this, you're going to be pro Tua. Okay, here was Chris Sims yesterday on Tua's contract negotiations and why he doesn't even think he should be in the realm of Jared Goff.
But I will say this, he ain't Jared Goff, right? We can say what we want about Jared Goff. He is not Jared Goff. Jared Goff is better than Tua. Jared Goff stands in there and makes big throws. The things we talk about with Tua in every big game, as soon as it drops under 57 degrees, we go, he can't make the throw. He can't make the big play. He can't stand in there and have people around him and just flick a 20-yard out route when it's 28 degrees out and there's a little wind there. Jared Goff can do it. It might not be a pretty spiral. It might not look cool because he's long and gangly, but damn, he'll stand in there and fire away. And look what he's doing there in Detroit. He doesn't have as much talent around him as Tua does. Jared Goff is in a different class than Tua right now.
Okay, if I may.
Okay.
Does Chris Sims not realize they play indoors?
I was, dude. When I heard this, I was like,
wait. Not only do they play indoors,
I missed.
So does Minnesota.
Yeah. I missed it. Did he play in the frozen tundra last year where he threw for 400? I don't know. I don't recall. But and then also, I believe before that, he played in the very vaunted conditions of Los Angeles. So, Marcos, this is your ally. This is your ally.
No.
Typical rat behavior.
Okay, I would not say that's my ally.
Not in the class of Jared. We can say a lot of that. You know what? If you want to sit here and you want to, hey, Tua's not in Joe Burrow's class, not in Mahomes' class, not in Sean. Whatever. Fine. Lamar Jackson. You don't think he's there yet? Fine. Jared Goff, dude. Jared Goff. He's not in Jared Goff's class. Can we just put the silly sauce down for a second?
Can I ask one more quick question? We just don't ignore the numbers, right?
No, okay. Actually, I want to talk about the numbers for a second. And I'm going to go ahead and say,
here. You make the numbers. You make the numbers what you want the numbers to be. I'm taking the numbers for what they are. Okay? Who led the league in passing?
Last year?
Yeah.
Yes.
Tua.
Who had more throws of 20 yards plus in the air completed down the field?
I would say Tua.
Okay. We'll start there. I got more. Go.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a Burger King option on this one.
What?
Yeah, I'm going to allow you to have it your way. You want the first 4 years of Jared Goff's career or the last 4?
No, I want right now where he says he's not in his class.
Yeah, because guess what?
Yeah.
Funny. Wait.
Jared Goff
Funny
didn't
how
get paid off his Rams years.
Funny about this also, Marcos, if you want to go there.
Yep.
Funny how we just ignore the first 2 years of Tua and only we don't ignore the first 2 years of Tua, but you want to say about Jared Goff, do you want the first 4 years or the last 4 years? How is that any different than what we saying about Tua's circumstances first 2 years?
Because there were some circumstances during Goff's first couple years.
Really?
Yeah. Only 7 games played that first year. So,
Okay.
it's not like you had like
Okay. Tua came in with a limp.
I'm looking at potential outdoor games last year, and I don't even know what the weather was, but I'm looking because it's indoors in Dallas, indoors in Minnesota. So I'm going to go to Chicago. I'm just going to assume that's a cold
When is
game.
it? When was it?
December 10th in Chicago.
Windy.
Jared Goff.
Chilly. It was probably 40.
Big throws, Jared Goff. Okay. I didn't watch this game. I'm stat watching here. But I'm just lost to the Chicago Bears,
Very windy.
28-13.
Very windy.
He was 20 of 35 for 161 yards,
Yeah.
1 touchdown, 2 picks.
Is that big,
But Jared,
that's big play, Jared Goff in the cold weather?
the one who
Ripping
stays
one
in
off
there.
with
He
20
stays
yards?
in there, Leroy. Yeah, that guy. That guy.
Okay. So did he,
what
he
day
probably
was that?
Played,
I'll
he
check the
probably
weather
played in
for that
Green,
day.
He probably played in Green Bay later on in the season, right?
No, he played in Green Bay early in the season.
Early in the season. All right. So
That's literally like the only one I can go. That's
that's
why
the
I was
only
like,
one.
that's the only one because it's like then it's indoors in Minnesota, indoors in Dallas, indoors because he gets to play indoors.
Oh, indoor. That's what we're doing here.
He's an arena quarterback.
It kind of questions the remark when it's 28 degrees in December, he can rip one off because the stats say he can't.
That was one game, and we don't know.
The only game I didn't make the argument like that jackass did, that typical rat.
So we're focusing on one December game, and it was a bad weather.
Okay,
game.
where were the other December games outdoors where he ripped one?
Chicago.
That's my point.
What was the weather in Chicago?
In Chicago.
It was raining that day.
Oh, was it? Well, how come he didn't stand in there and make it work, Mr. Weatherman?
I don't know if it was raining.
We'll take a quick break. More after this.
This hour of Tobin and Leroy is sponsored by Kendall Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, home of the $8,000 trade. Kendall
Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy. Hey, Leroy, can you get a weather update from the Demesman and Dover Law Firm? YourAccentAttorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
Marcos, I don't need to go to the window for this part of my weather update.
Yeah.
It's hot as hell.
It's a brutal day here in the building, dude.
It's 11:20, so it's got to be 86, 87 degrees, if not warmer. I'm looking up, and I'll be damned. The hotter it is in South Florida, the less the wind is blowing. How about a breeze? Winds look like they're coming out of the damn clouds aren't moving. Give me some movement, clouds. Look like it's coming out of the west. Yeah, coming out of the west. Not very much, 5-10 miles an hour. It's a heater, partly cloudy. But when it's hot like this, humid like this, always look for a passing shower in the evening because yesterday it rained like crazy.
How do you do, Frog Boy?
89 degrees, which is like lower than it's been for quite some time. But I think that reason is the 99% chance of rain they got here. Heavy thunderstorms developing this afternoon. Chance of rain. It's going to rain. What I don't like, though, is the low of 80. What the hell is that?
Dude,
like,
wait
we're
a minute.
talking nighttime? 80?
Super.
Remember when we were in Vegas, the low was 97?
Yeah. Not this last trip. The last trip was it was brisk at night. We definitely did that. Those July trips, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Dude, hey, here's what's crazy. We left Vegas, it was 60 degrees. We got here, it was 90. That don't sound right.
No.
Michael says, sign Chad Henne as a backup. Give him a decent contract. He would keep Tua on his toes.
No, he wouldn't.
If they don't want to ruffle Tua's feathers, which means no real competition like crap teams in the preseason every year.
Dude.
Keep him on his toes. He just, first of all, hasn't Chad Henne been retired for 2 years? And has he ever kept Patrick Mahomes on his toes? He's Chad Henne.
Say this? And I'm gonna say this, and this is to all the dummies that say this on TV. If you need to bring a guy in for competition to your quarterback, then you shouldn't be paying your quarterback $50 million.
Right. They literally did this, by the way.
What I'm saying?
By the way, they did this when Tua was more unproven. They brought in Teddy Bridgewater, who had a resume as a starting quarterback. And that was my point when they signed Teddy Bridgewater, was like, well, if you can't beat Teddy Bridgewater, what are we doing? Like, Teddy Bridgewater has the respect of everybody as a backup quarterback, whether you think Mike White can or not, whatever. I'm not here to argue about that, but it's not like they've never had a veteran quarterback behind Tua. They gave Teddy Bridgewater a good amount of money to be his backup quarterback.
Right.
No, so what are we doing? Do we just make stuff up all the time?
Exactly.
Make stuff up. Like they've done that before. They've done it.
And
not that long ago. I'm not reaching back in my Rolodex of history.
Can I ask everybody out there in the real world a question? When was the last time you came over when you had some work done to your house or your car or whatever, and you go, I'm going to wait to pay you till I see how you do? Usually you got to leave a deposit. Usually you got to sign some paperwork. Usually you got to do something before the job is even started.
But
so why would we think it's any different?
I'm not saying, but forget that. Like, okay, cool. But you guys don't think Tua's the guy, whatever. That's fine. I've said this. I don't mind if you don't think that he is a top 5 quarterback, or you don't think that he's an elite quarterback, or you think he's a system quarterback. You think this guy needs to be driven? You think he needs motivation to what? Throw for 6,000 yards? What is motivation going to do with Chad Henne on the bench? Do tell, Marcos. You think he's going to get better in negative 15-degree weather? Because I know that's your burner account.
No,
that's your burner account. You think that was going to drive him? Oh, if I don't perform here today, Chad Henne might take my job. Really?
No.
He had his coach actively shopping for a quarterback with a lot of allegations around him while he was the quarterback. What are you talking about? This guy couldn't have dealt with more competition behind him or things going against him. You think he needs Chad Henne to motivate him? Can we not say stupid things? Please.
What about a little Ryan Tannehill?
Fine. Have Ryan Tannehill here. Don't. I guarantee you this. You have Ryan Tannehill here or not.
Nostalgia.
It is not going to motivate Tua one iota. Go ahead. Bring him back here so you guys can all thrive for the nostalgia of the Ryan Tannehill years, which were the most boring era of Dolphins football I've ever lived through in my life.
You want to talk about lack of talent?
Please do.
Get out of here.
Please, let's do it. Let's bring Ryan Tannehill back. Lack of talent. Well, I mean, how many guys did you want them to bring in for him?
Well, the best they brought in
Angered
was
him
Mike
so-
Wallace.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
they
by
got
the
me
end,
at
you mean
Mike
one of the
Wallace.
best deep threats in the league that was so fed up with Ryan Tannehill by the end of things, he had somebody talk for him as if he was a translator because he didn't want to talk to the media. That Ryan Tannehill?
That's just a diva wide
Ryan
receiver being a
Tannehill,
diva.
who was carried in his best season with Jay Ajayi. That
What do you mean
Ryan Tannehill.
carried, dude?
Carried,
No
dude.
way.
I mean, rode coattails.
That's it. I'm looking up the stats.
This is not that long
remembering
ago.
it
I'm not
differently.
going back to the greasy era. This is not that long ago. I can't even believe
can I-
bring up the idea of bringing back Ryan Tannehill.
Can I also add one thing because
By the way.
because Tobin, here's another thing that people do. They forget about the circumstances of all these games that were played. And it immediately goes to Tua. We can't pay him. He can't win the big game. We can't pay him. He can't win a playoff game. Right? And I get that. But you think the only reason why they didn't win is because Tua? Right? I mean, these games were pretty damn close, and you had no defense. You literally had no defense. Everybody was hurt. And the games were still close. And you put that all on Tua. I'm just curious. Why are we putting it on? Like, it is. You got 22 starters on offense and defense, right? With some specialists, nickel, 3 wides, or whatever, right? And Tua is the sole reason why they haven't won a playoff game in the last 2 years. Please. Is that what we're doing? Is that what we're doing in that the sole reason why the Dolphins have not won a playoff game in the last 2 years has been Tua?
Not the sole reason. Sure as hell didn't help, though.
What? He didn't help. He definitely has to get better. I agree.
Yeah.
But do you think that, Marcos, putting Chad Henne
No.
or Ryan Tannehill
No, maybe Ryan
or
Tannehill.
Gardner Minshew
Whoa.
or Matt Ryan or Joe Flacco, do you think that's going to do it?
So,
Like,
Tobin,
do you
here's
think
my
that's
here's
gonna
my
do
other
it?
question.
Go ahead,
Marco,
critique him all you want.
if they win a playoff game this year,
Yep.
how quick will the narrative go? Well, get us to the championship game. Well, you can't get us to. How quick will it go there?
For me personally, or for Dolphins?
Just for Dolphins in general, because then you can see, as long as you're a fan, you can keep moving the bar to not like a guy.
Yeah, they're ungrateful bastards. But I just need one playoff win, baby. Oh, and I mentioned this yesterday. He can't be carried through that win.
They're ungrateful bastards,
Hey,
but now they're like,
Tom Brady won a Super Bowl and didn't do anything.
Yeah, then he won 6 others.
But again, at that time, what are we doing?
he says every position, same guy, every position on a team gets better through competition, but not the quarterback. But think about the competition you want to bring in, dum-dum. A retired ex-quarterback whose best year throwing for the the best year, best year he had throwing the football for the Dolphins, Tua outthrew him in 12 games. Concussed, half of them.
That Chad Henne you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay, he's not good. Not good.
Chad Henne
Not good.
sucked with the Dolphins.
It's true.
He sucked. You want to know why I know he sucked?
Why?
Because he sucked there, he sucked in Jacksonville, and then he sat behind the greatest quarterback of all time. That's his resume.
Wait, and won a game for them.
Yeah, won. Congratulate. Hey, bully for him. It only took him 15 years. And you want to know something? That's still more than Ryan Fitzpatrick, who somehow has more commercials than Chad Henne because he doesn't have a beard. Chad Henne, you messed up with your facial hair, dude.
I know the quarterback that will put pressure on Tua to improve, though.
Who?
Matt Moore, baby. You bring
Well,
back Matt
you know.
Moore then now. You know, Matt Moore.
Depends if you give him a week to prepare. Matt Moore cold off the bench. Nobody better.
I'm telling you.
Nobody better off the bench
That's going
than
to be
Matt
some
Moore.
pressure, right?
I love that.
Pressure.
Matt Moore, no practice. Maybe the greatest quarterback of our time.
Really good.
Really good.
Love that. Never know, man.
Chad Henne. What are you guys doing to yourself? What are we doing? These are the things hey, say you want to draft a quarterback. I'm cooler with that than you telling me you want to bring back your exes who we hated back then more than this guy.
You didn't seem that cool with it when I proposed drafting a quarterback.
I'm more cool with that than bringing back Chad Henne or Tannehill.
That's true.
Ridiculous, dude. What are we doing?
Can I just read you the stats from Tannehill's first 4 years?
No.
All right.
I don't want to relive it anymore.
That's fair.
I don't want to think about that era. I want to think about Cheetah and Waddle and Fast. That's what I want to think about.
OBJ.
I want to think about Jonnu Smith. I want to think about Jalen Wright. I want to think about DeVante.
I think the one guy that's going to make the biggest pop because we haven't seen, that position do it is Jonnu Smith. Right? I think you're going to see the tight end catching passes and you're going to be like, whoa.
Crazy.
What is this? What is this?
Take a break appropriately. The damage is done, my friend. Is next.
Damage is
move on, the damage done.
Typical rot behavior. So it's damage is done time. You guys get the game, you know?
Damage is done.
Chat's on fire right now. You guys are all hot and bothered about this Tua thing. I'm taking a break from it for a second to make fun of the Florida Gators.
What did they do?
Yeah, I got to hear about this.
They are getting sued by one of their former recruits and quarterbacks, Jaden Rashada.
Oh, we were supposed to get him, but they stole him.
Stole him. You want to know how they stole him, Marcos?
How's that?
With more money.
With typical rat behavior.
That's right.
Because you want to know what it is, Leroy, when you say you're going to pay somebody $13 million, but you don't.
That's a hell of a NIL deal.
That's a hell of an NIL deal, dude.
Gosh.
That's a hell of an NIL deal. But apparently,
that's crazy.
Didn't pay it. Now they're getting sued.
Jesus.
Typical rat behavior.
Well, question.
Typical rat behavior.
How can you sue the university when that's usually the collective that pays that?
Well, I don't know, Leroy, but the coach, Billy Napier, is getting sued by him. So I'm not one to ask how. I just know he is.
Yikes.
Hopefully that's not a distraction come week one.
Stop promising
Typical
stuff.
rat behavior.
Stop promising stuff.
Florida Gators, here's the story. This is from On3. Says, but we stopped scrolling your computer. 16 months ago, Florida released quarterback Jaden Rashada from his national letter of intent following a highly publicized NIL feud breakup. Now their separation is at the center of a lawsuit. At the heart of the split was a 4-year, $13.85 million contract that played a crucial role in him flipping his commitment from Miami to Florida in November of 22. According to court documents, the Gators ultimately reneged on an unprecedented NIL collective agreement, leaving the quarterback without a school and out millions of dollars. Wow. Rashada, now at Georgia, is spending his freshman year at Arizona State, filed a 37-page complaint Tuesday morning at the U.S. District Court of Northern District of Florida that claims he was repeatedly lied to for him to flip his commitment from Miami to Florida. Gators head coach Billy Napier, former Florida director of NIL and player engagement Marcos Castro-Walker, and well-known UF booster Hugh Hathcock.
I'm sorry.
Hugh Hathcock does sound like a UF booster.
Okay.
They are named as the defendants. The lawsuit also names Hathcock's former company, Velocity Automotive, which is supposed to be used to help fund the financial package. Damage is done, my friend. Typical rat behavior by the Gators.
Yikes. Yikes. Yikes.
Damage is done.
Good for them.
Leroy, what do you got?
So I am gonna kind of defend Tobin on this.
Wow.
My damage this on goes to Knicks fans.
Well,
Because here's why. No, here's why. I get on Tobin about talking about injuries, and I'm like, should we stop the games and wait for your guys to get healthy? It is what it is. That's sports. One of the things that you have to hope for in sports is health. It happens, right? But I'm not going to sit here and listen to all these Knicks fans do the same thing.
Yep.
Right? Too late, because you were like, woo, boo, Heat fans. You know, Jimmy got hurt. And everybody got on Jimmy for saying what he said. And then I'll be damned if I'm not hearing the same thing.
Yep.
So the damage is done. Now that you're experiencing it, it can't all of a sudden be this big old excuse. Right?
Agreed.
The damage is done. Come, hey, Knicks fans, come sit over by me. We can watch the Eastern Conference Finals because your ass ain't in it either.
And never will be.
Leroy, I think before you give Tobin credit,
No.
I
What
think
do you
you have
mean?
to hear the full argument, more or less.
No. This is not
Hey,
fair.
did I miss
This
something?
is not
Wait,
fair.
wait.
This is
Wait,
not fair.
wait.
This is
Hold
not
on.
fair.
Hold on. Tobin,
No, because
Tobin,
you take liberties.
Tobin, this is between me and Frog Boy. So let me get this straight.
Mhm.
There is something that I missed that may have led me in the wrong direction on this topic.
Look, I'll let you draw your own opinions.
No,
from
I'm not gonna let you
Okay.
play
Okay.
clips.
No.
You're gonna
Silence.
contact.
Silence. Tobin. Silence. Because I haven't even gotten to the whale, you talking to a damn whale. Okay. I haven't even gotten to that yet. I haven't even gotten to that yet.
Well,
Just having some fun, baby.
these are some of the things your boy, not a Knicks fan, said yesterday about Jimmy Butler.
I don't believe he can hold up at 37 years old at that price tag. That is unfair. You're taking I, Brendan Tobin, want Jimmy Butler to retire. That is not what I said. I do not want Jimmy Butler. You're a bastard.
Wow. Now this is the one I need you to hear the most. Now, Leroy, this one is gonna hurt the most. So I hope you're ready for this.
I believe Jimmy Butler's going to end up on the New York Knicks.
Can you say
So
those
mad at
things?
you. I'm so mad at you.
Those things.
I'm so mad at your edits.
I was going for a day.
I'm so mad at you right now.
I don't even know who this guy is I'm doing the show with.
Wow.
I would say this.
I am so mad at you.
He-
I believe
he
Jimmy
would have
Butler.
made a damage is done. Of course it is.
Damage is done,
Wait.
dude. The
Tobin.
damage is done.
That's not what I
Damage
said.
is done, my friend.
That's not what I said.
Damage is
That's
done.
not what I said.
I saw the whale talk without edits.
Mm.
Would you like to explain this?
What do you mean?
You know damn well what I'm talking
What do you mean you watched it without edits?
I just watched a video of you sitting in a room talking to a toy whale. And I wondered, and I'm thinking to myself, he finally lost his mind. He is talking
behavior.
He is talking to a whale, a toy whale.
I mean, demons were talking to me is what was happening.
No,
I'm trying to be a changed
dude.
man.
Hey, let me tell you something. Hey, you need to take a break.
What?
If you're a grown ass man talking to toy whales, we need to have a conversation.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
Oh, really? I
What do
mean,
you got, frog
the little.
boy?
Like,
Typical frog boy rat behavior.
My damage is done.
Damage is done.
Goes to Red Lobster, dude. Red Lobster. Not sure if you guys heard the unfortunate news. Files for bankruptcy. Chapter 11 bankruptcy. This is days after they shut down dozens of the restaurants.
Can I make a small suggestion?
Yeah.
When the world finally caught up with you using langostinos instead of lobsters in all of your dishes, Red Lobster, you should change your name to Red Langostino. Because guess what? You ever walk into a Red Lobster and you see all...
Is a langostino like a swolled up crawfish?
Yeah. Wait. Hey, check this out. So when you walk into a Red Lobster, they always have like them 8 to 10 live lobsters sitting in there to give you the feeling like you eat one of them. Those things have been there for like 15 years.
J Figure's
ain't
right.
eating-
Wasn't that her damage last week?
What? Red Lobster?
Yeah. Were you here all
closing.
last week?
They were
Tuesday?
closing.
No, I wasn't here Tuesday.
Were you not here Tuesday?
I don't think so.
He wasn't here Tuesday. That's why. Yeah, that was hers last week. Because I was like, man, I feel like dude, my
But they just filed for bankruptcy yesterday.
but it's been a story for like a week.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
they started closing a lot of restaurants.
Long
last
story
week.
short, you build something around seafood, of course your restaurant's gonna fail, dude. It's the worst possible thing you can do. It's disgusting. Damage is done.
I'm not gonna lie. I
Damage is
went to
done,
a
my
Red
friend.
Lobster pretty recent. My daughter wanted to go for her birthday, and it was terrible.
Oh, what? That's what you wanted for her birthday?
That's what you wanted for her birthday.
Just get her the biscuits. You can get them at Publix.
The biscuits are okay,
Yeah.
but they're not that great. They're not that great. They
Well,
don't make
really,
up for the rest.
You remember Hops? Was it Hops? The restaurant Hops? They had some good biscuits.
Oh, Hops, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hops is good.
They,
So
they've gone the way of the Red Lobster.
If Leroy is alleging that I've lost.
Do we have the video?
Yeah, I finally loaded it up.
Like I'm watching this, and keep in mind, I'm watching this by myself, just baffled. Like, what? Like
No retweet?
Huh?
No retweet?
No, I didn't retweet. I did retweet somebody, a lady. Go look at my last retweet. You gotta look at it. Because I can't even explain it. It doesn't get words to it. It's hilarious.
Right, well,
certified possum holder.
Oh, I saw that. That lady literally was holding the possum.
And when she goes, "Can I keep him?" And he goes,
that wasn't as crazy as the one though. With the one lady, you know, she took it out of the bar. Kind of looked like a Hops or a Roadhouse, and she took that thing by the scruff and threw it out there.
No, this lady was holding it like, "Oh, look, he's so cute."
Possums are gross, dude. Possums are gross.
So possums look like that because they're not very aggressive.
Well,
you wouldn't know that because you hit for the cycle.
When Josh fell on that possum. Here.
So here we go.
Their Miami Heat career. What is that? Huh? What is that? Huh? It's me, your old friend. Yeah, that's right. Look me in the eye. Look, man, I'm a changed man. You know you want to trade him. I don't like what you're thinking about, okay? You know you want to trade him. Come on, do the thing. What thing? You know, do the thing. I genuinely do it. No, I'm not gonna do that. One time. You know, come on.
He's talking to him the same way you talk to me.
I'm not. Just a little bit more, you filthy little orca. I am not a filthy little orca, okay? I am a loyal fan, and I've changed my ways, and I want to see Jaime Jaquez finish his career with the Heat. Sure you do, chap. Is that what you tell yourself at night before you close your eyes? And you dream about Spida, Damian Lillard, Brandon Ingram, Kevin Durant. It would be nice just and Jimmy's timeline and this. No!
Fight his demons, dude.
It's a battle, dude. It's a battle talking to your spirit orca.
Sure you do.
He wants me back.
You dirty little orca.
I gotta tell you, did you see that report though yesterday?
Hey, so Jaime made our rookie team.
Yep.
And you used that as a reason to get him out of here.
No, I if anything, I was using it as a reason to not get him out of here. That's the end of the skit, as I was fighting my demons. You know,
value goes up.
Although, did you see the report yesterday?
That about what they said about Spida never going to LeBron?
Indeed. We'll get to that coming up next.
Sports
Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy. Let's get to some cat talk here, brought to us by our friends over at Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out when it's game time. Make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of Marcos?
Your Florida Panthers. Sorry, I was downloading. I thought Leroy was
To let everybody know, speaking of Celsius, they are bringing you guys a watch party with host Mark Hockman.
Oh.
What?
Thought it was me.
Oh. Well, no, there's not a game show there, so you didn't need your great services.
Well, maybe there should be.
But if you guys want to go to Dave and Buster's in Hollywood for a Eastern Conference Finals watch party.
Big TV.
Big TV, dude. Big TV. You can join Hockman tomorrow at Dave and Buster's in Hollywood. Watch party at 8 p.m. as game one between them and the Rangers gets going in the Eastern Conference Finals. Fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks. Come by and say Hawk and cheer for the Cats tomorrow night. Where were you, Leroy? You're getting a Celsius?
I was getting my Celsius.
Getting yourself a. What do you got? What flavor you got? What flavor you got? You got the Galaxy Vibe?
Oh, yeah, I get that Galaxy Vibe, or I'm big on that apple cherry.
Peach raspberry.
Can you believe I still haven't tried Galaxy?
Peach raspberry. What?
No, man.
If I find one, I'll bring you on.
Stuck whatever's here.
You're just going with the cosmic. I like that. I do like that cosmic vibe.
Cosmic is good.
That is good.
I love our boss.
Why? What did he say?
I love our boss.
What did he say?
Me too.
Hey, Leroy, since everyone else is out, I'm assuming you're taking off Memorial Day. I replied to his email.
Did you?
Yes.
What'd you say?
Out.
Oh, well,
did
you? A week ago.
I didn't see your reply. How come you didn't email me? You don't love me?
Yeah, we're out on Monday. Memorial Day, everybody.
Memorial Day.
Hockey yesterday, the last ticket was punched to the conference finals. The Edmonton Oilers beat the Vancouver Canucks 3-2. So they are.
Hey, man, that was some tense stuff right there, boy. But I would say this. You know what? I'm going to give the Florida Panthers fans a round of applause because they were playing in Vancouver and it was quiet. There was no energy in that building.
Dead?
None. I tell you what, you go to a Panthers game, there's energy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Lomby was talking about that yesterday. He's like, man, it's been incredible seeing the growth of the fans. But I mean, listen, you get down 3-0, you're gonna take the energy out of a building.
That's true. In the game 7,
not great. Did they flip over any cars? Remember when the Canucks did that after losing the Stanley Cup? They went crazy.
Now that's crazy because normally, and I don't know why when you win something, you feel like you got to go tear the city up.
No, they lost.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's a crazy thing.
Yeah, they but yeah, Philly will do that. That's why they got to grease the poles out there. Somebody can.
Dude, when I was in college and Michigan won the national championship in basketball, they had people hanging from the light poles in downtown Ann Arbor. Crazy. And I'm like, I don't think he ever tried to figure out how he was going to get down.
Let's get to our headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Mike McDaniel speaking to the media just minutes ago.
Really? Oh gosh. Come on. We don't have time.
We got time. By the way, Marcos.
Yeah.
Hat guy, right?
Okay, what's going on with this? Is there, because he had like a full head of hair? I feel like he's not.
You think? Well, I don't know. Do you think like a hair transplant? Like, is he trying to grow? Like, what's he hiding?
Oh, you think he's hiding something? It can't just be hot as hell.
Looking different.
It is hot as hell. But what's going on there?
Aren't they in the bubble?
Why does it have to be something? You're just wearing a hat.
Nah, you're either a hat guy or you're not a hat guy. Now all of a sudden he's a hat guy.
Wait a minute. You don't never wear a hat. And then you had on that cool Miami Dolphins hat, and everybody was asking where you got it from.
I am a hat guy.
No, you're not.
Oh, I'm a hat guy.
I don't think we can consider you a hat guy. You got to wear a hat more than 25% of the time.
But he's more of a shades guy.
I'm a golf hat guy.
Kind of
So
looks
I
like
wear
it looks
hats.
like he's wearing a golf hat. It kind of looks like he's like
Yeah.
he roots for Brooks Koepka.
You think it's possible? He may be losing some hair. He's stressed about the potential of being on the hot seat.
I don't know. JFK, I'm gonna send you a picture of Mike McDaniel so we could dissect. Because the other thing that I find weird about it is
You
he
guys
doesn't wear a Dolphins hat.
He doesn't wear what?
Doesn't wear a Dolphins hat. Just a
You know
blank
why?
White or black hat.
You know why?
No.
You always know where the coach is.
What?
If everybody's wearing a Dolphins hat, you wear a different hat. They do it on the sidelines with shirts.
Leroy, you don't wait a minute. What? You don't think they know what he looks like?
Which one of you is Mike McDaniel?
He's no. That they know who all their coaches are on the sidelines too. But the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator wear different color shirts, so you can see them. You haven't looked at a sideline and see that there's always one coach wearing a loud ass shirt. Oh my goodness!
Dade South is claiming, look at McDaniels in San Francisco. He's been a hat guy before. I don't know. I don't know that much.
Marcos, this is exactly what we were talking about on Friday. We digging up stuff. There's no story.
I want to know why
There's
is he a hat
story.
guy? I don't know if there's a story or
There's
not.
no story.
See, this is a different hat, though.
White hat.
This San Francisco hat is like a fitted hat. You know, his hair's flowing out the back.
Fitted hat.
got
Maybe
like
he got
some mesh on the side.
maybe he got a haircut and too much.
Interesting.
Balding. Wow.
That's what happened to me. I got a high top fade, and then that was it. That's all she wrote.
Then it was a no top fade.
Yeah. And then it looked like Cowboy Stadium, the old one, where you could look over top of right here to see midfield.
All right. Well, the biggest controversy, of course, we call him no-show Tua. Tua missing some days of work. He had to be pressed by the media about this.
What days of work did he miss? Didn't OTA start this week?
No, dude.
Now we're saying he missed days before?
Let's hear from the coach,
Oh,
Leroy.
Goodness.
There was a report that Tua has not been here for all of the voluntary workouts. Is that accurate? And if so, what do you think about that?
The good news about all is it's very black and white. He has been here for off-season activities. He has not been here for off-season activities. He has been both. And, I think, important in the player-coach relationship is communication. And, I think however things play out, as long as we're communicating and we're on our P's and Q's and what we need to get accomplished, then we have a fighting chance. And it's been a good exercise in our relationship this offseason.
How many times that he hasn't been here, is that contract related?
I don't make a habit of speaking for other people's mouths. So I'll let you ask Tua. You guys have a good relationship.
Tell you what, man, this man is elusive.
He has, but he hasn't. He's done both. I don't speak.
But
for
wait,
He's good.
wait.
He's good.
Wait. Here's what I mean about moving the bar. Because we said voluntary workouts started this Monday, yesterday, correct?
Team activities.
Team activities started Monday, right?
Yeah, but they've had like workouts and meetings.
Hold on. So then we're saying, hey, I don't know if Tua's going to show up to the team activities because of the contract. And now he showed up and we go, but he didn't show up for the stuff before. It didn't matter before. You didn't ask about it before.
Well, nobody knew.
Good.
They're not in the building.
But you see how we keep we're digging and searching and trying to find something
I would agree.
that's not there.
I would agree because he was
It's
working
OTAs.
He was working on football too.
But see that doesn't right again. You see what I mean? Like there'll be reasons to have to ask important questions. Whether he shows up for voluntary camp is not one of them.
Which he did.
Right. But we moved the bar. So now we're asking him about what happened in March, in April.
I don't think Jalen Ramsey's there, by the way.
Nobody's there. What are you talking about?
Tyreek Hill's there. I saw Tyreek Hill yesterday.
He lives here.
I think Jalen Ramsey's in Tennessee. I think he is. At least he was on social media yesterday.
And if I may, I'm not gonna question nobody's situations or whatever, because hell, I had my own, right? But I am gonna say this: you can't have some situations and then not be around. Sometimes the being around part is what, you know what I'm saying?
Jalen Redick OTAs though.
Right. But yeah, Jalen, dude, you think Teron Armstead is going to do OTAs?
No, I would be mad if he wasn't OTAs.
Why? Why? Dude, why do we do this?
For the season.
There's a lot of guys who aren't going to be there.
If I was the Dolphins and Teron Armstead showed up for off-season workouts, I would be like, hey, deactivate his key card.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, coach, I can't get in. Hey, go take it easy, big fella. What do you mean, dude? I want to be in meetings. You trip on something. You go,
leave the sneakers on today.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Leroy talks about the sneakers.
Yeah. Hey, you know, we used to know when the vets came in, if they was working or not. Yeah. I'd be cleats, spatted up, helmet, mouthpiece just in case, right? And you had this old vet just walk out there in some Nikes. like one of the old running backs walk out and do Nikes. I said, I guess it's my show today, huh? He said, no cleats. You know what that means?
Yes.
And that's in the summer. So while they're there, they're not there.
Yeah, Jalen
Come
Ramsey.
on, man.
Jalen Ramsey yesterday posted on his Instagram 615, which is Tennessee, and he's at a Shabozy concert. Who? Shabozy? I like that guy's song.
Which one is that? Tipsy?
That's the Tipsy song.
Oh, that is a good song.
That's a good song.
That is a good song.
Hey,
do we have that song?
I will put it.
I want to put that song in.
Hey, so are we please? Can we please? Now he's a country guy, but country has taken a little turn, hasn't it?
A little bit. Yeah. But I'm all for it.
Ooh,
what?
At first I was like, they don't have it because I just saw the Jaquan one. Also a good song too. I'm putting them both in.
Hey, so you see why I get so upset when we make a big deal about something and a lot of the veterans aren't there? Don't make the situation into something that is not, right?
Could have been
not a big deal. Huh?
He's definitely he's had a lot of that his whole career. It's been crazy.
Right.
It has been a different microscope on him more so.
And to be honest with you, I want Tua to get away from here. I want him to go and kind of reboot and do some work away from here, right? Because every second that he's in town, all they gonna do is pound him about questions that there's no answer for. And so, you know what? Get away from it. You're still doing your work. Go out to California. You can still work on football. You don't have to be here and answer questions every damn day.
Sometimes the samurai needs to sharpen their sword at a new dojo.
Let's do.
Stop. What are you doing? Come on. Well, how can we take you seriously? How can we take you seriously? Just had a conversation with a whale. A fake one. I might have been more believable if you talked to a real whale. Now I might have had Baker acted you, but that's okay. He really don't make me do it. Like you were literally as a whale talking to yourself like you talk to me. Come on, Leroy. Just give me one. Give me one. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. Jim V. You can do it. Come on. You can do it. Yeah.
It's funny you mention that because there was some fodder yesterday. It is fodder season. Not quite whaling season, but it is fodder season.
Fodder season. I thought fodder season didn't start till after.
Oh, wrong, dude. Fodder season right away. As soon as you're out of the season, it's fodder season.
Oh, as soon as your team is.
Yes.
Okay.
Back after this.
This hour of Tobin and
Grabbing on the table, she don't need a dance floor. Oh my, good Lord. Someone pour me up a double shot of whiskey. They know me and Jay Dale's got
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy back here. Oh, hello, Jennifer.
Hello, Jennifer.
Hello.
You like Shabuzi?
Love it.
I don't like that you say it that way.
Why?
I don't know. It just sounds like
How are you supposed to say it?
Still trying to figure it out.
I'm trying to work my way through it. I don't know what it is. Shabuzi.
Shabuzi.
Oh, man. So, look, I'm a change man. Right?
No, you're not.
You
continue to poop yourself.
We won't entertain some of your thoughts. So you're talking to a toy whale.
I mean, like,
That
whatever.
doesn't sound like you've changed.
I feel like I have changed. I'm trying to.
Like you're getting worse.
But you know, I gotta relay the news or fodder or rumors, whatever you want to say. You know, and so yesterday, Jaime Jaquez Jr. named first team all rookie, first to do it since Kendrick Nunn, 7th overall to do it. Congratulations to him.
Kendrick Nunn was all rookie. Wow.
Kendrick Nunn won the Eastern Conference Rookie of the Month like every month that year.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
He was really good. He was really good. But remember that was the Zion Ja Morant year. So like they got all the pop. But yeah, he made an all rookie. Tyler was second team, but Kendrick Nunn was first team.
That's crazy.
So do with this what you will. This is from Hoops Wire. I don't read them very often, but they got stuff. And here's what they say. So they're relaying this story from The Athletic that says Donovan Mitchell is the Lakers' #1 trade target. And they report, however, don't expect Mitchell to land with the Lakers. A source told Hoops Wire that Cavaliers owner Dan Gilbert, quote, would never trade Mitchell to the Lakers. Mitchell doesn't have a no trade clause in his contract. So he would never trade Donovan Mitchell to LeBron James. Seems like there's still a little team petty. A little team petty that's going on there with old Dan Gilbert.
Not like it.
They go on to say that if Mitchell decides not to extend with the Cleveland Cavaliers, Gilbert and company, and they opt to trade the guard out of fear of losing him for nothing in 2025, the Lakers, the Nets, the Pelicans, the Rockets, the Grizzlies, and the Miami Heat are expected to try and trade for Mitchell, sources tell Hoops Wire. Gilbert and Colby Altman would look for a lucrative package of multiple draft picks and 1 or 2 young players with star potential in a Mitchell trade. For example, a source told Hoops Wire that the Cavaliers would ask for Tyler Hero and Jaime Jaquez Jr. from the Heat in Mitchell trade talks if it gets to that point. While Gilbert and LeBron's current relationship is better than it was in 2010, hard to be worse.
Yeah.
When LeBron left the Cavaliers for the Heat, a source told Hoops Wire that Gilbert trading Mitchell to the Lakers to help LeBron would be, quote, ridiculous. End of story.
Okay. So now that this news comes out that Jaime Jaquez is
An
first
all
team,
rookie, dude.
what does that, take him off the table? Does that mean that his value goes up? So now is he the most valuable piece we have?
Was he talking to a whale about Jaime?
Well, I mean, I was talking to a whale to leave me alone about
You
Jaime.
were talking to a whale about Spida. So that means as Tobin goes, anything's possible.
Wow.
It's all on the table for me. I told you. I've already told everybody this.
Oh, we've heard you.
I'm a changed man.
Here's all I need out of this deal. I need one or the other. Right? But here's the question I have. How old is Spida?
29?
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. We're good. What I would say is this.
He's actually 27.
Damn.
Jeez.
Younger.
Prime.
Yovi or Jaime both add a lot and do different things. Like Jaime his energy is unmatched, right? His
energy's great. His energy's great. But what I would say is, if I were the Heat and I had to make a move and I was gonna go deal for a star of Donovan Mitchell's talents, Donovan Mitchell, and I assume in this position they're gonna keep Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. What does Jaime do on a team like that? Like it just becomes one of those things where are his roles? Where Nico, I know he could fit in.
That's right.
I feel the opposite, actually.
Really?
Because I know that Nico needs to be somewhere around the ball.
Here's all you need to know. Jaime doesn't stretch the floor like Nico does.
That's true.
That's it.
He's also not stretched as tall as Nico is.
That is also true. Who's the better rebounder?
But he does have, I think Jaime.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Who's the better defender?
Nico.
Who plays better off the ball?
You just made that up.
No, I think he is. I'm just going by eyeball. But like in fairness to Jaime, they threw him to the wolves this year. They're like, hey, go do Durant.
Well, he had to.
But he had said his two top goals in the offseason are to be his number one thing is he got to get better at shooting. He has to.
Yes.
He has.
He's open too much.
They're leaving his ass wide open. They're daring him. Nico, he can knock those down. Jaime was sometimes. He wants to be a knockdown shooter and a better defender. Obviously, Nico's younger. Mm-hmm. And it seems like if you were to go and get a high usage guard, which they need, especially one who can go get them buckets. Mm-hmm. I'm just curious. Yeah, if you had to keep both assets, or if you only could keep one asset, which one would you keep? I'd keep Nico. I'd keep Nico if I had to choose. It hurts. Now, popularity-wise, marketing-wise for the team, who are they gog over right now? I mean, Jaime was doing, Jaime's in all the commercials. Jaime's got the hair. Yeah. People love Jaime Jaquez Jr.
Just at the White House the other day, right?
He was at the White House, very recognized. He's on the national ads. And the kids on the slam dunk contest. Yeah. I mean, Jaime Jaquez, first time ever, I've been, led to believe that dunking over Shaq is unimpressive because you should actually dunk over little streamers with your eyes not closed. Okay. So, but
little streamers.
The thing that's interesting here, though, is what happened to the Heat last year, where it felt like they were frozen out of the Damian Lillard talks because of Petty. Well, now the Petty's on the other foot. It appears, Leroy, because Dan Gilbert apparently is holding a grudge, and that may benefit
that relationship right there. Dan Gilbert can't win, right? Can he win that relationship with LeBron in Cleveland?
Nah.
Right. So the best thing he could have done was just not do anything. Don't say anything. Don't let anything be out there.
Well, they leak a lot. He seems to
leak a lot.
Media.
Right.
He likes to chirp to that media.
Attention.
Right.
He's a leaky faucet, that Dan Gilbert.
Mm-hmm.
He's responsible for rebuilding downtown Detroit.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen downtown Detroit, dude. You could have done a lot better.
It's a point.
Sorry, Detroit listeners.
What are you doing?
I'm just saying.
Dennis says, keep Jaime, dump the emo guy. That'll be in a walker soon.
Wow.
Yeesh.
Kind of sounds like this guy, huh?
What? I do not want Jimmy Butler. You're such a bastard. I'm so mad at you.
Hey,
why are you mad if you said it?
Just so I'm clear, that's not what I said. What I said yesterday, Leroy, just so I can have it on the record with you as my friend and not these two carnival barkers.
Oh, I'm your friend.
Liberties with words.
You need support. I'm your friend.
No, I just want to be clear.
Leroy, he said it. I was there. Okay?
What I said was yesterday, if the Jimmy Butler thing turns bad with the Miami Heat, I believe he'll end up on the New York Knicks. That's what I said. That's what I said. I believe he's going to end up on the New York Knicks.
Really?
Just more.
Yeah. Tom Thibodeau. Like, it just seems like.
Can I just say this? Jimmy is the only player I've heard that says, I love Tom Thibodeau. Right?
Yeah, they're both crazy, so that makes sense, though.
He's going to start saying Tom Thibodeau needs somebody to go around, and he's going to. The thing, though, is, there's a lot of games for Tom Thibodeau now. Tom Thibodeau loves to run people into the ground. Yeah. Maybe he's past that era of his life.
Do you think, here, can I ask a question? This is an honest question, and this has to do with basketball and basketball only. With what you just went through, you think it's advantageous to bring in a guy who's only played 60 games last year? With all the injuries that you've had and experienced?
Look, I don't think bringing Jimmy Butler, if you're looking to help your organization win, I get like whatever you have in the regular season, but
you got to have a little PTSD or whatever. Yeah, PTSD, right? You got to have that when it comes to injuries in your basketball team. You're going to bring in another guy that you're going to have questions whether he's going to play.
Like you got to ask yourself this, Leroy, like how many guys, if the New York Knicks are going to take the next step, right?
Yeah.
How many guys are actually available who are, as Pat Riley calls Jimmy Butler, the biggest needle mover on your team? How many guys in the league can you truly get that are needle movers? And like, even if they were to get in the game for Donovan Mitchell, it's like, yeah, but you have Jalen Brunson. Like you need somebody who's a little different. That's good. That's not
Jalen Brunson's mid-range.
They're the same.
Yeah. I would say that Jimmy Butler is closer to the position and how he does things. Randall? Right?
I mean, he's better than Julius Randle, but
I didn't say that.
That's what, but I'm just going by fit. Like,
he was.
I don't like you putting them in the same sentence.
But they play very similar games.
I don't like it either. I'm just saying, like, if Jimmy Butler, let's just say the divorce went bad. I don't like talking about either, but
why would it go bad?
Why would it go bad? Because the Heat don't want to pay him.
No. But I'm saying, my question to you is, why would it go bad now?
Because they don't want to pay him.
Okay. And Jimmy feels like he need to get paid now?
Yes.
And so you think he make a stink if he doesn't?
Yes.
It's not off the table necessarily.
I'm not saying it's off the table. I'm just saying that when you have a relationship with somebody and it's supposedly a good one.
We hope it's a good one. But the Heat have had, but it's been roses the entire time because he comes here. He's gotten what he's always wanted from the Heat. Got a max deal. Then the max extension, they just gave it to him as soon as he was available. Now a new one's up. This would be the first time they could balk at it. And not even say no, but be like, hey, we're going to, because the Heat aren't like, you're not deadline to do it before the season. They could give him the extension in the middle of the season if they wanted to.
Right.
But tell that to Jimmy Butler. How's that going to go? In the past?
It's gonna go like it's going to go.
Yeah, but in the past when he hasn't gotten the money, people always go to like the softness, the atmosphere, all that stuff. Like, well, really
he's in a different situation now, though.
It's a different situation.
You think it does? So here, let me see if I get you straight.
Yep.
Jimmy doesn't care how good the situation is. He just wants his damn money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now.
To which, by the way, I want to say just as upfront, I'm fine with. I understand that.
No. I get that, but you like Jimmy, but you have a problem with other people want their money.
Who?
Right? I don't know. I'm just saying, like I've never had, when it comes to a player getting paid, I don't go one way or another with that. You do what you got to do. Right?
My thing is, it's just one more year. Like, it's not like they're asking, hey, Jimmy's not asking to be extended till he's 40.
Oh, do you think that's a little hard for Pat Riley to swallow with a guy that just played 60 games?
I'm sure it is. But
okay, do you think does Jimmy have to understand that too?
I'm sure he would understand it much more accordingly if he had.
In fact, has Jimmy ever played more than 70 games?
Not with the Heat.
Okay.
I mean, regular season, obviously.
Okay. Okay. You see where I'm getting at, right? It's not one of those situations where it's just an open and shut case. Get a man his money. There's other conversations that are probably happening in the offices of Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra and the powers that be, right?
He earned it already, though.
But okay. Okay, Marcos, here's the difference.
Yeah.
Okay. When Kobe got that big contract at the end of his career, he earned it, right?
Mhm.
Everybody thought when you chose not to pay D Wade that he had earned it.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. Jimmy, when you look at what has occurred the last couple of years, yeah, he got to a finals or whatever. When we
Can't
talk about
Can't dismiss that though. It's not a small
I'm
thing.
not dismissing it. I'm not dismissing it. Okay? I'm not dismissing it at all. Okay? But if you're looking at it from an organization or a franchise standpoint, he seems to be going the other way. He seems to be going farther away from that than closer to it. By the amount of games he's playing, by his numbers, by all this. These are all things they talk about in that office and say, okay, do we want to extend this guy when the trajectory and where it's going is going the opposite way than we want to go?
We'll take a quick break here on the show. Mix it up coming up next.
Hey,
Yeah, yeah. Two-step with me. Two-step with me. One. Baby girl ass jiggle like she want more. Like she a groupie and I ain't even know tour.
All right.
Everybody in the club getting tipsy.
Take you guys up until 2
You
here
can't
on
say
the program.
everybody intangible. It's everybody.
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 Boozy.
Everyone in the establishment is getting a need.
Hey, can I ask you a question, Tobin? As an expert on country music,
Yes, sir.
do you call a black country singer an intangible?
Definitely not.
Will we be the only people that get that?
Yes.
And you would feel that they would feel insulted?
I definitely would not say that. And
You're making him uncomfortable again.
I'll tell you, but speaking of intangibles, let me tell you something. There's a new king. There's a new king on the throne right now.
Oh,
his name is TJ McConnell.
TJ
McConnell is the new king.
Hey, oh my goodness. He is a scrappy.
Marcos.
Yes, sir.
Let us mix things up, sir. The mixed bag is brought to us by Broward Health. Well into your future.
All righty then. Now, being an investigative journalist as myself, sometimes you have to go to the depths of hell in order to get your sources.
Interesting.
That is where I found one Christopher Simpson.
Oh,
which is probably
what else does he have to say?
This is an interesting quote here. If you guys think that I'm a Tua hater,
he hates Tua.
This is Chris Sims on whether or not he'd pay Tua at all.
The Tua contract situation has a chance to be, to me, one of the most polarizing big news topics here as we go into training camp, if not the number one thing, right? Because of all the things we know. One, hey, he's a good player. We get that. He led the league in passing. Is he that good? Is he the superstar good? Is he top 5 good? Of course, I don't think that. Then there's the injury history, right? There's that aspect of it as well. And of course, he's not a real big guy. And he's only had this last year of being healthy. So you'd like to see another year. And of course, yeah, you get back into, just the nuts and bolts of the situation of paying a guy. I as I sit here and Johnny football guy, and yeah, I'm old school, grew up in, Phil Simms, Bill Parcells, bigger quarterback, sit in the pocket, throw the ball down the field. I'd have a hard time giving Tua big money. I would.
All right, whatever you say, Nepo baby. I grew up old school. Yeah, listen, we've seen you old school when John Gruden asked you to recite a play.
Wow, classic Hard Knocks.
Yeah. What else you got in the mixed bag, dude?
That guy. We're gonna move away from
stupid haircut too. He should be a hat guy.
Speaking of the hat guy, I got a little bit more from Mike McDaniel.
Love him.
Yeah, this is his reaction to the OBJ sign.
By the way, has to improve more than Tua does.
Yeah, no, I agree. Second half adjustments, not good.
Presented the opportunities, that playing here could provide, and sat down and just communicated with a guy that I've followed his career, since its onset. He's fully done right by my draft grade as a receiver coach, by the way. Just in case you were wondering. But he, and we hit it off. I could see there's a passion for football still at the forefront of his mind, and he saw the fit. So we're happy to make our team better and afford his skill set.
I like it.
Man, get ready for a full season of those responses.
I know, dude. I've just started cutting the first one.
Oh, God.
He says a lot of words.
That is rough.
That is a lot of words, Leroy.
A lot of words.
All of it could have been covered in that last sentence there. But
he likes to take the scenic route.
Yeah, no, I agree.
He is definitely riding along that mountain, looking over the edge.
By the way, everybody is texting. We haven't mentioned this today, but Tua is not at practice today. Not at practice.
What do you got to
today.
say to that, Leroy?
He is
It's
golfing with Nick Saban
Oh, is he?
at a
Would you
previously
like
cleared
some
event.
visuals?
Oh, God. I
Hey
would
man,
love to-
hey,
Let me
hey,
see that.
can I just say this?
Yeah, sure, you're going to
Please stop making voluntary OTAs training camp.
He also got
You
permission
want,
to be there.
you want the story to be
Mish.
so big and so bad and Tua to be such a malcontent that, you know what? Go look at who's there and who's not.
Tua's doing
I
it for the
pro-
kids, baby.
Tua's
But
not
I promise you, most of the guys there are in 4 years or less.
He's golfing with the enemy, dude.
What?
He might as well be golfing with
college
the
coach.
Oh, how convenient.
You got some pictures, J Fig?
Oh, look at that. We see you, sir.
Bucket hat.
Yeah. Only one with the bucket.
Whoa, I thought the one in the front was Tua. Go back.
No, that's not Tua.
I know. Did I
Really?
realize? I'm like, damn, Tua been eating the hamburgers, huh?
Is he playing fullback?
He lost weight.
He look. I like those shoes though. I got those same shoes.
Do you have those shoes?
Them G4s.
Nah.
I mean, Tua's for the kids. Why are you mad at him?
Hey, because here's why. I'm gonna tell you why Marcos is mad. Because he can't find nothing else, so he's searching. Let's go. He's not here for OTAs. He's a malcontent. Oh, I can't pay him. He don't show up to OTAs. That's what people want to do.
Yeah, of course.
Like
Leroy would defend.
you know what? You couldn't get after him because of his abilities to play football. So now you're searching for something else. There you go. You got it. He went and played in a golf tournament in May with Nick Saban. You got him. We can't pay him now.
The vision is lost, Leroy.
Look, you're defending him
lost.
because it's golf, Leroy. If this was any other sport,
No, I'm not.
If you
I've
went to
told
like
you.
a cornhole tournament, you wouldn't be this passionate.
So let me
about
ask you this. So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it important for Odell Beckham to be there and get timing with his quarterback and learn the new offense?
It is indeed, but
He's not there. Wait. He's not there.
He found out his quarterback's not going. Why would I show up? I don't care what Mike White timing is. I don't need to learn timing with Mike White.
Oof. I just saw Eichenberg run onto the field. He's still here.
Dude, here.
Yeah.
There'll be plenty of time for you to criticize Tua during the season, right? Stop criticizing him on whether he's showing up for workouts in shorts and helmets or just shorts.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's
Come on,
criticize
too
people on
much.
real things.
Too much.
Like the Lakers.
Oh.
Because what I'm hearing out of Lakerville is ridiculous. I'll tell you about it next. All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy. Take you up until 2 here on the program. Let's get to our headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
The Marlins will be back at today. Playing pretty good right now. They win yesterday 3-2 in 10 innings. Josh Bell with a game-winning RBI in the 10th. Series continues tonight, 6:40. Meanwhile, your Panthers, they start up the Eastern Conference Finals tomorrow at Madison Square Garden against the New York Rangers at 8 o'clock.
That's going to be a house of loss.
I know. It's going to be so sad for them. Oh, well. Just to remind you guys, if you're looking for a place to watch the game, you guys can join Hawk tomorrow at Dave & Buster's in Hollywood for a Panthers watch party at 8 p.m. That's fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks. Go say hi to Hawk and watch a little Panthers tomorrow. Jaime Jaquez Jr. was named NBA All-Rookie First Team, 7th Heat player all-time to reach that feat. First since Kendrick Nunn. Do you know the others, Marcos? Are you aware?
Yeah, let me go ahead and give you off the top. That's going to be Dwayne Wade.
Yep.
Ronnie Cycli.
I don't know if Ronnie Cycli was on that list, actually.
Dexter Pittman.
Wait, what?
For sure.
Definitely was not Dexter Pittman.
Wait, let me see if I could guess.
Eddie Jones.
Brian
Grant.
No.
You have been wrong on everybody since Dwayne Wade.
I would say
I gave you Kendrick Nunn.
Michael Beasley.
Michael Beasley did make first team.
Get out of here, dude.
I'm not making that up. He did.
All right. Norris Cole.
No.
Mario Chalmers.
No.
Shabazz Napier did not. So I
just naming now former Heat first round picks.
Indeed.
How about
rookie?
You've got all right. So we have
Grant,
3.
how about
No.
No?
Not Jefferson. No.
Justice.
No, not Jefferson.
Nope.
Tough crowd.
I'm trying to think. What about
Dan Marley?
My guy. No, he wasn't a rookie here.
Who? Glenn Rice?
Glenn Rice.
Glenn Rice did not make first team.
Wow.
Baby Shaq. What was his name?
What?
Earl Minor?
Nope.
That was Baby Jordan, not Baby Shaq.
Okay.
Kendrick Nunn,
Yes.
Michael Beasley,
Yep.
Dwayne Wade,
All right.
Karan Butler,
Oh, I should know that one for sure.
Steve Smith,
Nope.
and Sherman Douglas.
That's wrong.
Okay.
Those are your other winners of first team all rookie. By the way, all defense is getting revealed today in a little less than an hour. 2 o'clock today. NBA all defense. We would expect Bam Adebayo to be named to that.
Can I give you a headline we haven't talked about today?
Sure.
Miami Hurricanes are taking part currently in the ACC tournament, the baseball team.
Oh.
Their game started at 11 a.m. and it is the end of the 6th. And the
Who are they playing?
Louisville.
Louisville.
5-3.
Well,
They're winning or losing?
They're winning.
Okay.
just make sure you don't try and go past anybody trying to wave you into a parking lot. Otherwise, they might arrest you.
It's true. Follow all rules.
Please get out of your car and remain out of the vehicle.
Sir, please, enough with your vehicle.
You know what that reminds me? You remember Meet the Fockers, right? When he,
Whoa.
The Fockers.
Okay,
there you go. All right, a little bit better.
Okay.
No, that's what I said the first time.
It was kind of like, I'm not going to call off sides on you, but like you were close.
You would have watched.
So you remember at the end of the movie when they got tased? The guy tased them. One of the police officers. Oh God.
Crazy. Yeah. So the Canes are winning, you said?
Indeed.
I think they need it's not like basketball where you get and then that 64 team starts. The tournament is it the ACC tournament or is this the NCAA tournament?
ACC
baseball.
The ACC. I think they need to do really well because their record isn't that good, right?
I don't believe it is. It has been a controversial season under coach JD Arteaga. How do I know about this? I don't.
What?
Sounds like I do, though, right?
It did.
Thank you.
I don't even know if that's the real coach.
That is, and it was a controversial selection. But what do I know?
Speaking of controversial coaching selections, it's enough of this JJ Redick. I mean, it's enough of this JJ Redick.
Okay.
Wait,
So
wait, can I ask you a question? Let me ask you a question because I
Yeah.
know what your answer is. And I read this the other day. LeBron says he has no say and has had no contact with Lakers management about who the next head coach would be.
Fine. And
I
I
asked you if you believed it or not.
No.
Okay.
Well, I actually well, first of all, he was sitting at a game with Rob Pelinka for his son the other day. So no, I don't believe that. Like even just casually bringing up, hey, who you looking at? But then he also does a podcast with JJ Redick. So like, yeah, I'm going to find it hard to believe. As LeBron James saying, you better hire this guy. Nah, I don't believe that. But of course he has input. Like, why wouldn't you get input from LeBron James? But it's not that. It's this report that comes out, which I just want to know what this guy has done to everybody in the media, where everybody is treating this guy like he's God's gift to basketball. I gotta know. Because The Athletic put this up here, J-Fig. This was from The Athletic this morning, Leroy, that the Lakers, league-wide, JJ Redick, a former player and media analyst, has garnered buzz for the position. The Lakers are infatuated with Redick's potential, according to league sources, viewing him as a Pat Riley-like coaching prospect who can help both the franchise in the short term and lead it for years. Are you kidding me? You're only comparing him to one of the greatest coaches of all time? Pat Riley? Come on, dude. It's enough of JJ Redick. Nothing against him. Wish you all the success in the world.
No, you don't.
There is something against him absolutely right now. You cannot deny it
No,
anymore.
you don't.
Stop
Wait,
trying to
you know
deny
what?
it.
That's the biggest issue with folks. Like, I don't have nothing against him. I wish him the best. No, you don't.
Pat Riley?
You
So would it be-
especially don't want him to be like
Are
Pat
you
Riley.
kidding me? We see him as a Riley-like. What?
Who's saying this?
That's wild.
Apparently, they're saying the Lakers.
Really?
They're saying that the Lakers are infatuated with Redick's potential, according to league sources, the Lakers are viewing him as a Pat Riley-like coaching prospect. What?
He's a 9-time NBA champion. You know what
I
that
know.
means? He's a 9-time NBA champion.
I'm just asking. Like, again, I really wish nothing against this guy.
That's
But can we just reel it in a little bit? Couldn't you say like a Rick Carlisle-like prospect? Can we go with one? Pat
Out of
Riley.
all coaches, they had to go to him.
Pat Riley.
They could have said like Sean McVay.
Are
and I would have been like, yeah,
kidding me?
I get it.
It's enough of JJ Redick already, dude. Like, we gotta calm down a little bit. This guy, like, I'm telling you right now, what is happening? We view him as a Pat Riley. Why? Because Pat Riley dabbled in broadcasting a little bit. You know, he was on the coaching staff beforehand. He got his feet wet on the staff. It's unbelievable.
It's ridiculous. It's really like it really is unbelievable to the point where I just like I can't even register that someone like JJ Redick, who he didn't even like win a championship as like a role player, right?
Right.
For him to have 9 championships behind Pat Riley and be compared to Pat Riley, I just don't understand that.
The ego on this guy must be, I mean, unbelievable right
Hold
now.
on. He didn't say he was. Wait. He didn't say he was like Pat Riley. Somebody was saying that about him. Why are we blaming him?
I don't know. Just it's enough of them already. Anyway, take a break. Back after this.
WQAM broadcasting live
All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. If you guys missed yesterday, we had the Lamborghini on. Ryan Lomberg at the Eastern Conference Finals coming up, so we will bring that to you. So stay tuned. The Lamborghini coming on up for you guys here in just a bit. Miami Dolphins, if you're just catching up for today, Miami Dolphins back with OTAs. Kader Kohu has the orange jersey today, Leroy, which means he was the best practice player yesterday.
First day of OTAs.
That's right.
Yay.
Wow, you are.
There's no pleasing this guy.
There's no pleasing him. Yeah, there's
Much enthusiasm.
Not in the middle of May.
Just I'm just trying to.
Not in the middle of May. Sorry.
Give some props to Kader. Darth Kader.
Great, Kader. You were great in May.
Why limit your happiness, Leroy?
Yeah, like why can't you just give some props where props is due?
It's not like you have a limited supply.
This is not football.
Well, I mean,
it's just running.
It's you got to win the days that you could win, and part of the Dolphins winning week 18 is it starts in May.
Wow.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, I disagree, dude. It's phase 2.
That's
phase
what they
2.
tell you. That's what they tell you. It makes you feel good, makes it feel warm and fuzzy. But ain't nobody ever lost a championship because of what they did in May. Sorry. So I hate to break that news to you, but damn well you know what I'm talking about.
You've never come together in an early film, be like, this could be the year. You never had that sense.
Not in May, huh?
Not in May. No.
You know what? Get the Dolphins on the line. Let me just tell them they all need to go home because Leroy says May doesn't.
No, didn't say that.
No, that's what you said.
See,
You got a new defense to learn. What about the guys learning the new defense?
Here.
Doesn't matter.
Here. Hold on.
Why would they learn?
Didn't say nothing could be learned from it. But you ain't winning or losing a game because of what you did in May.
This is the first installation though with the bob and weave defense.
Ooh.
Nobody's there. So you're gonna have to do it again anyway.
Well, you got Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb. They gotta learn it.
What about the 4 or 5? What about the 4 or 5 guys you're gonna sign after June 1st?
I mean, they'll be there too.
So if you sign 3 or 4 new defensive guys, right? Yep. And then they go to minicamp in June, right? And they pick up all the stuff then what would it matter what have happened?
Who has to win? Who has to win?
You didn't answer my question.
I'm going to answer your question. But okay, maybe it doesn't matter as much for the vets. You're a football.
Which is what I've been saying the whole time.
But
entire time I have said a lot of your veterans aren't there anyway, and we're making a big deal about Tua whether he's there or not. Is that not what I said?
Yeah, but the Tua thing isn't about he doesn't need the reps. Nobody's saying Tua.
Then why are you making a big deal if he's there or not if he doesn't need the reps?
Well, it's not because it's about him. Is he making a stink? Like that's what it's about. Like
has he ever made a stink?
No, he hasn't. But I'm trying. But that was what the drama was. Nobody's sitting here saying Tua needs to get more OTA reps. People were wondering, is Tua making a stink? Like that's all that was. It wasn't a matter of does Tua need everyday practice? But I'll tell you who does. Cam Smith better win this OTA. I better see an orange jersey on Cam Smith, dude. Because if Kader is still as hungry as he is, undrafted, all right, he's still that hungry that he's going to go out there and win an orange jersey before Cam Smith does, tells me something.
Still nothing for you, Leroy?
You don't think Cam Smith needs to win some practice after sitting riding the pine most last year?
Dude, it is May. The first game of the season is September.
Why are we here?
Does it Tone start in practice?
Yeah, Tone. That's good.
It starts when you put your mouthpiece in. For me. Okay. Other than that, it's just doing sprints.
Isn't there something to winning everything?
What?
Well, if he can't get on the field, but he starts by winning a rep against the cheetah, that's step 1 for Cam Smith.
See, that's good.
In order to win a rep against the cheetah has to be out there doing stuff too.
The cheetah was out there.
He was out there. He was out there. Okay. Oh my God, you guys are so naive.
Okay, fine. Maybe not.
You are so naive with what goes on.
Well, you're right. Maybe it's a little tougher.
You're so naive about what goes on in off-season program.
What if we start with a little rep win against Eric Ezukama? You got to start small.
Yeah, those guys will be bumping heads for the next month and a half.
But what about on the vice versa? What if like he's walking through everything? What if he's lollygagging like he's a vet, for example? What if he's got sneakers?
If I'm gonna go there to walk around through everything, I just won't go.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't that say a lot about his?
You know what it would say? It would say I'm a vet and I don't need these BS practices.
Cam Smith, you're not allowed to.
No, Cam. I'm not saying Cam Smith can't do that.
No, that's what
Cam
that's what
Smith got. No, he need to be around there bouncing around and looking like he's learning something.
Exactly.
The best thing that ever happened for Cam Smith is another coach.
Agreed. For
Because
sure.
he gets a clean slate.
Which means he needs to start writing on that slate right away in OTAs.
Exactly.
Now, when you have a clean slate,
Can I just say this?
Erase marker?
There is no position in football that has been won or lost by OTAs.
No, you can lose an OTA.
Yeah, but what do you write on the slate with? Like, do you think it's like back in the day Flintstones? Like you got to chisel into the slate?
What do
you use chalk, dry erase marker?
Do you understand? They're doing a lot of stuff and coaches aren't even allowed out there.
What do you mean?
Well, there's certain parts of practice coaches aren't allowed to be out there.
Oh, there's a slate pencil.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, it was used to write on the slate board. Huh.
Well, I like you guys lucky I'm still a little tired from yesterday.
I could tell.
Because I would be cussing.
Why? The little bob and weave.
You're ridiculous. Dude, listen. I'm not trying to make light of working out in the off season. I'm not. It's a very important aspect of what you have to do to get ready for a season. Okay? But I am telling you, these voluntary OTAs that only the media and the talking heads make a big deal about are not a big deal.
What about the idea of somebody taking the reins of Christian Wilkins' spot? You know, who wants to be Zach
Wait, let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. A D lineman is going to take the reins from Christian Wilkins with no football being played.
Not with an attitude like that.
Yeah, I mean, Debbie Downer over here.
He's going to kill me. Do you know the difference between football and practice? Between OTA and actual football? Right? There's a whole bunch of tough guys running around through the NFL who think they got a shot at making the team based on what's happening in OTAs. Oh, I killed it today. Then when you start playing against them damn pros and your ass gets sent home. Stop it.
Maybe chemistry can be built in the classroom.
Whoa.
No, it can't.
You sure?
Because chemistry in the classroom ain't never completed a damn pass.
What if
you gotta work on it on the field?
What if Zach Sealer is sitting there and he's humming Chicken Fried and somebody's like, you know, he sings, you know, Chicken Fried, and then T.R. Tart goes,
and you know what we gonna do? Everybody else on everybody on that team, including Sealer, goes, man, I like the energy of the young fella. I can't wait till we actually play football.
You just wanted to storm out.
Why do you guys hate me?
They lock eyes.
Why do you guys hate me? You've never been in an OTA, right? I've been in 12 of them.
They put their hands out.
Damn, 12 OTAs?
That's a lot.
And I've been in OTAs with some of the hardest coaches as far as work that there is, right? And I've been with some who aren't as, into it or not. I'm telling you exactly how it is, and you're like, nah, that's not it.
Thank God for my life.
Cold beer on a Friday night.
A pair of jeans that fit just right. And the radio on. Everybody in the club getting tipsy.
Woo!
You know you want to, Leroy.
I want to just.
You want to join.
Oh, what's that?
What is that?
I'm not gonna get upset about a guy who had a conversation with a toy dolphin. That's all we're. That's just not like I can't take you serious. So I knew the tone was set. I knew the tone was set for the show when I watched that last night.
The whale got to him too.
Well, we got our own whale, Ryan Lomberg.
Yeah,
he joins us next.
Hour of Tobin and Leroy is
Ryan Lomberg joining us here on the program as the Cats are moving on. Lamborghini joining us once again. Hello, Ryan. Thank you for the time, man.
Hey, guys. Of course. Thanks for having me.
How Goosey's was it that you guys finally moved on? A hard-fought series, but what was the vibes in the locker room after this weekend?
Yeah, it's been great. Obviously hard-fought series. A couple of them now, so we're looking forward to the next challenge here of playing the Rangers.
Be honest here with me. How jealous were you? Because you make your return there at the end, and it felt like all the shenanigans had kind of died out. That felt like your playpen there in the middle of the series where everybody was getting down with the fights.
Yeah, it's tough to watch. I mean, obviously, whenever you're watching any player would rather be out there, but it definitely hit a little bit different watching the scrums and stuff like that. Just like you said, a little bit jealous and just wanted to be in the mix there.
What did you make of all of that? Like, did you find that to be strategic from them of them trying to goad you into stuff? And you guys play such a physical style. I imagine like the identity of the team was like, you're not gonna break us on playing that way.
Yeah, it's tough. It's kind of like the game within the game. You gotta, when your small battles kind of here and there, and whether it's taking a couple extra punches to put your team on the power play, or giving the right guy a little extra shot. It's kind of tricky. It's a fine line, and I thought that the team did a great job of playing it right.
So this game 6 was such a great comeback by you guys. Are the nerves high there? I know you're making your return, so I'm sure there was you're probably amped up as it is being back into the playoffs, but did you guys feel like the stakes of the game, or did you find yourself relaxed and all that because of the experience of last year?
Yeah, I think a lot of us relied on the experience from last year. I think we're a team that plays in a lot of close games. Our style of play is we play together, we play defensive, and it's not really run and gun, break the game open. So I find when games are close like that, whether we're down one or the game's tied, if it's still close, I think our team is very comfortable, whether, like I said, we're tied or even down one.
How much do you feel like Sasha Barkov is playing at a different level, man? I mean, obviously he's been one of the best players in the league for a while, but I mean, some of these highlights and both ends, I mean, the block was insane. The goals have been insane. So what are you seeing from Barkov right now?
Yeah, it's cool to watch. He's always a fun guy to watch. We are incredibly lucky to have him as our captain and to be able to be around him every day and just see how he's perfecting his craft and how hard he works and how good of a teammate he is. So, pretty cliche answer, but it's not surprising at all to see what he's been doing. Obviously, there's a lot more attention around it now, just because there's so much fewer teams playing. But as far as Sasha Barkov goes, I think there's really nothing that he's doing special now that he hasn't been doing all year long for us. So it's great to see him getting the credit he deserves, because if he were in a bigger market, people would be talking about this guy being the best in the world, which we believe he is. So, like I said, we're happy he's getting the recognition he deserves, because he does truly deserve it.
One of my favorite parts of the series, things as you saw, we're getting pretty emotional on both sides with them being upset how you guys were not only winning games but also seeming like you're winning a lot of fights, and they're trying to goad him into it, and he's just like got no interest in it, Ryan. Like have you ever seen this man angry? Like, does anybody know the right ways to push his buttons? Because he doesn't seem like anything can faze him.
Yeah, I think he's one of those guys that when you try to piss off, it just wakes him even more. And he's such a just a good competitor and an honest player that he the way he directs his energy is to winning the game for his hockey team. So if you try to piss him off or annoy him, I haven't seen it work. And I would imagine if you try, it's only going to make him be a better player. So, it's funny. I always kind of get in little arguments with the other team and it's like people threaten to go after him and stuff. And I just, look at him. He's a moose, but he can hold his own. He can take a hit. He sees it coming from a mile away. So, I haven't seen anybody be able to break him yet, and I wouldn't imagine that day is going to come.
Can you take us to Fire Alarm Gate? What the hell happened there at the hotel?
Is that what it's called? I like that.
Yeah. It's actually perfectly timed. It was just around, post or pregame meal. All the boys were finishing up and, getting ready to go down for all the naps, and the fire alarm was blaring for maybe 15, 20 minutes. So it's one of those things. Right as soon as it started happening, we started firing up the group chat a little bit and just started laughing about it. And, it is what it is. They're gonna try to mess with us in ways they think will affect us, but I think we're a team that kind of relishes with stuff like that, and kind of just brings us closer together and wants us to get the job done even more.
Yeah, your coach said, he says, anytime this seems to happen, it works opposite. Whoever thinks the shenanigans are going to work, it tends to go that way. Does that pair up with you? Do you feel the same way when they try and mess with the team with whatever gamesmanship, I guess they call it, that it usually goes in the other team's favor?
Yeah, I would agree. And especially with the group we have, I think it makes us, want to rally against whatever the circumstances are, even more so together.
What do you think of this upcoming matchup against the Rangers?
It's going to be exciting. I mean, Madison Square Garden, Eastern Conference Finals. It's the stuff you dream about. So I know we're incredibly excited. Obviously, going to be a huge challenge to the President's Cup winners, and it seems like they're playing great hockey right now too. So Paulie will get us dialed in, and we'll hit the ground running.
You're you mentioned this place as a market, and I know maybe it's not the most traditional thing, but Ryan, for your time here, how crazed have you seen your arena get now? Because it does feel like the atmosphere is getting more electric. A couple of deep playoff runs now here in a row. Just what have you seen from the fan base in your building?
Yeah, it's and I tell people this all the time. Ever since even looking back 4 years now, our fans were incredibly underrated. How passionate and knowledgeable they were, how respectful and encouraging. But it is a totally different beast now. We we're selling out every game. Every game the building's rocking. Especially in playoffs now. So. People come here, last year and this year, players specifically, and they're like, I didn't know this is what it was like down here, because to your point, it's definitely different than what it has been in the past.
We appreciate the time, Ryan. Oh, Frog Boy, go ahead. Do you have a question for Ryan Lomberg on the way out?
Yeah, definitely. Ryan, you do a lot for the Panthers. I just want to know more or less, how heavy is the burden of being the most handsome Panther? Is that something that keeps you up at night? Is that immense pressure, to be both beautiful and tough, something that just keeps you up at night?
No, it's a lot easier than it looks.
Yeah, of course. For you, I'm sure it would be.
And also being able to whoop everybody's ass and be great at hockey and that hair. I mean, Ryan Lomberg's living a tough life right now.
A lot of pressure, dude.
It's a lot of pressure.
No, we got a lot of good looking lads on the team. We got a lot of European studs and stuff like that. So it just comes to the territory.
It does feel like, that Lundell when he walks in with the suit, like it does feel like he's trying to show you guys up.
Yes. He's ready for the camera. He knows where it's at. Little stud.
Appreciate the time, Ryan. Thanks so much, man.
Of course, guys. Thank you very much.
There you go. Ryan Lomberg, the Lamborghini. Always fun having him on the program. And you guys will be back at it with Panthers action coming up on Wednesday. Panthers and New York Rangers Eastern Conference Final gets going, and you can hear that right here on 560 WQM. Appreciate the Cats for setting that up